Hey everyone, and welcome back to another live stream here on Branduien, where tonight I'm going to be continuing with the Stanley Parable. Now, started this on Friday night. I had last night off. I didn't stream anything last night. So yeah, I started this on Friday night and managed to do a decent amount of the endings. So yeah, the plan at the moment is very much just hop in, get as many more of the endings I can do. I'm wanting to try and get all of the endings that I've got left to do tonight, like, finished. And then finally escape the Narrator. Because I didn't know really what to jump into. I was torn between this and Fallout 76, but I thought, if I don't finish this tonight, I'll probably never come around to it. Because, like, if I hook up my streaming thing to my PC again and everything like that, that's the main reason I haven't done anything on PlayStation for a while, is because it's just tedious changing all the HDMIs around to my thing when I can just jump into, say, Rust or Fallout 76 and play a game. But yeah, I'm on PlayStation, we're going to be running this, and I might do more stuff on PlayStation after this as well. Because I do enjoy doing PC stuff, and I am still going to do Rust and Fallout 76 and things like that on PC. But I've got some PlayStation content that I can be working my way through for definite. But yeah, I'm back in with Stanley Parable for tonight. Just going to be running through this, getting all the endings. In the last stream, we did a few of the OG endings, did the new content, the new content, and yeah, that's pretty much what we're doing now, is like the Stanley Parable 2 stuff. It's not really Stanley Parable 2, but yeah, we get what I mean. I started it up and it asked me for the time, as like it did last time, but then it's also said hang on, so I don't know what it's going to throw at me next. Before we get started, can I just say something? Okay. Thank you for actually setting the clock both times you booted up the game. A lot of people don't take the step seriously, they just leave the clock set at 1200 and call it. But you actually taking the time to set the clock, and I appreciate that. Hey there mama, welcome to the stream. I hope you are well. That's how I know you care about the experience. You're paying attention. Don't even have any way of knowing if the times you're setting are correct. Tell you what, I'll make you a deal. Since you've been so cooperative, next time you boot up the game and see the screen, just set the clock to your favourite time. Go ahead, pick whichever time you want. Even if it's not the correct time, you've earned it. Alright, I'll let you get back into the video game now. That's a nice little feature. Yo, I am good, and surprisingly yes, though I feel better than I did the last couple of days. Like, the cold has very much moved out of the sniffly sneezing phase and like the bunged up phase to just the general like lethargic sort of stage. Like, I just feel So yeah, I'm good in the sense that I'm not going to be sneezing and coughing on everyone tonight, but in the sense of how I'm feeling, I still feel a bit meh. But yeah, I'm not going to let that stop me. It worked out because, like, I had my day off yesterday. Managed to spend some time just chilling, getting better. Had a good soak in a bath, which, to be fair, I usually get showers because it's just quicker and easier for me. But nah, I had, like, a really long soak in a bath yesterday, and that made me feel good. So yeah, I'm happy with that. I think that's really what's helped. That and getting the jump on it with stupid, like, placebo-y flu and cold medicine. Like, I do not for a single second believe that this cold and flu stuff has any actual effect other than just placebo stuff. Like, I believe it'll work, therefore it works. Yeah, let's hop into this. We'll get started. I'm determined to get through it tonight. I probably will load up a guide on my phone. I also really want to check how things are going.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number.
That's it, like, just being a little better is better.
He sat at his desk in room 427.
I also turned the background music down a little bit tonight because I noticed when I was watching this back, like, having the narration and the background music at the same level, it was a bit
every day, every month,
but I have... The audio seems a bit weird today. Like, I've not messed with any of my settings, but the background music was really loud in my mixer when I first loaded it up, and I have no idea why. Hopefully it's sounding okay, because like I said, I've not messed with anything. It's just gone weird. But yeah, thank you for the best wishes in my health.
Something he would never quite forget.
I am definitely feeling like I'm on the road to recovery, so to speak.
single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
I think I'm in that recovery
No one
period,
showed
but I
up to
still
give him
feel it.
instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi.
The balloons are still
Never in all his years at the
white.
company
I wanted
had
them to be
this
blue.
happened. This complete isolation.
Never gonna forget the narrator
Something
for that
was
one.
very clearly wrong.
Dude with the douche for that.
Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his
Checking my
senses,
phone.
he got up from his desk and
That's what I did.
stepped out of his office.
Okay, so
All of his
I've got all the new game
What
stuff,
could it mean?
which
Stanley
part of it is
decided
going
go
to
a meeting.
involve.
Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Wait, what? Meeting today, figure finders in the meeting room. I mean, I should go. I don't remember seeing that when I was walking around yesterday. Same. The meds are bullshit. They just make you sleep, not necessarily feel better. I was super sick for a month. Tried 10 different meds, still sick. Drank mango and pineapple juice and started feeling better. Yeah, I think in some cases vitamins help. Like getting your vitamins in help, which I recently started taking multivitamins because. Not because I'm like concerned with my health, but I think I don't get as many vitamins in my diet as I probably should. It's weird that I've actually started caring about this stuff now. I never used to. Like, I didn't really care, I just ate. Like, I think my diet is balanced, but I probably don't get all the nutrients that I need. So yeah, I started taking multivitamins to just help a little bit. Maybe that did help boost my immunity or whatever. But be my Valentine. Wait. Did the game know we're in like February or something? Anyway, I'm interested to see what that meeting thing was. I'm not going to pick up the bucket again immediately. The bucket gave me weird vibes last time. So I want to go to the meeting room, which is... I really want to like check around. Okay. Yeah, meeting room. I can also check out the broom closet as well while I'm heading this way. But there is an ending this way that I know I can get. Trust the completionist instinct. Why wouldn't they just tell us something will happen? This investigation, this room, they feel pointless, to be honest. Okay. So, yeah, like... Is this going to give me, like, hints as to where I can find them? Beware the false prophet. Wait, does that mean there's a false one hanging around somewhere? No. Warehouse access plan. Produce one plank to allow ease of access past fence. Construct a bridge to allow collection of shiny float. Retrieve Chris's remains from the warehouse floor. Construct new structurally sound bridge. Okay. No, here we go, mission status. Stairs, something to do with stairs. Somewhere both red and blue. Nearby a fireplace. A private but smelly place for an important person. Okay. So I think I know where I'm looking for all of these now. Yeah, evil bucket and lame white balloons. It's not fun. The broom closet's unlocked!
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Wait, is it just going to repeat the same stuff as he said last time until it gets blocked off again?
There was nothing here.
Yeah, it's just repeating the same thing, so let's get going.
Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. Coming to a staircase.
So it said stairs, so I'm going to assume maybe one
to his boss's
down
office.
here? Under the stairs, maybe? Yeah. I'll grab that.
Another miniature Stanley figurine. This, you know, there really must be a snappier name for these things. What about
Mini stands?
mini stands?
He called
Stanley
it.
figs. What about?
But yeah, the closet's unlocked. I might have to take the
Yes,
evil
I think I like
bucket
it.
into the closet and see what
Under
happens.
your belt.
Maybe the bucket will start talking to me in the closet. Okay. Head back up. I don't know what happens if I go down there. But I saw an exit that I'm interested in getting, or an ending that I'm interested in getting, because it was one that I never actually thought of. So I had a look at a quick list last night. Yeah, so that's there.
I'm going back to the name of these little Stanley figurines, and now I'm torn between Stanlerines and Figlies. What do you think, Stanley?
I like Figley's.
What name better encapsulates the intrinsic sense of happiness that you get from seeing a
Figley.
small number in the corner of your screen?
I want to go Figley.
Let me sit on it. I'm sure it will come to me.
Okay. Wait, what? I've got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. So that's a lovely purse. Wait, what? Am I gonna get stolen from? I'm gonna steal my stuff? Right. So the ending I did see that was mentioned online is basically, as I enter this room before the door closes, I need to back up out of it, so... Hang on. Need to get this right.
Stepping in.
There we go. We'll cut the narrator off. And then I go back on myself. Anything else changed? I don't think anything else has really changed. Okay. I think I go back on myself towards Stanley's office. Nothing changed in there. To be fair, I don't think it really changes anything until you get back towards Stanley's office. It didn't spoil the ending, it just told me what to do to get an ending. Okay, so that door's still closed, but all the other doors have reopened. Yeah, the door should have closed behind me, really. The bucket's there, so I could probably take the bucket with me and get 2 different endings, I'm assuming. Yeah, this door is now open. Go in here. Alright. You are now leaving. Okay. Escape pod. I call the elevator? I call the elevator. What's this say? Escape pod bay floor 760. Okay. Let's just head up. 55. I need to get to 60. 56. I just got an itch in one of my nostrils. I've not sneezed all day, so if I start sneezing now, that's going to be annoying. But yeah, I just got a right itch like in my nose. Ah. Right. What we got? 757. Not many more. 3 more. 2 more. Looks like we're heading to an escape pod anyway. Okay, 1 more floor. I think there's other ones too like that, where you go somewhere and then you go back on yourself real quick. Does this take me to the escape pod? I don't even know if I'm still walking at the moment. Need to drop the bucket in the infinite hole. Ooh. Actually, I wonder if there is an infinite hole, like, ending sort of thing. Oh. Everything went black. Wait, so there was no dialogue or anything through all of that? I'm guessing that's the escape pod ending, but it was a bit lackluster. I won't lie.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
I won't do anything probably, but through the evil bucket. You never know. Maybe we should experiment with the evil bucket this time round. What did I do last time with the evil bucket? I took it into that little crawl space where there was a recorder. What happens if I take the bucket along the path that puts me in different games? Do I get different games?
And a wave of comfort rushed over him.
Let's check that out.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his... This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be.
That's good to know.
And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
Yeah, and there was the tape recording saying the bucket was evil. Yeah, so that's where we got the evil bucket ending, or what I'm going to refer to as the evil bucket ending. So let's jump off the platform as we're going over.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course.
Let's go against both the bucket and the narrator.
Obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and
cool.
He unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
No, I didn't. Going a completely different way. Danger everywhere. Cool. That's good to know. This look different.
No, stop. Look there on the wall. You see, there's a sign right there. It says, no buckets past this point. Stanley, how could you think it was okay to bring the bucket here?
I didn't know there was a sign.
What if the problem is that you actually don't know what is a bucket and what isn't a bucket? I suppose that would explain a lot about your behavior up to this point.
Okay.
Which, if that's true, well, my goodness.
Yeah, there's a ramp on the boxes to the side. You walk in. Usually couldn't go up the boxes. Drop down, don't think. No, that was part of the new content, or the Stanley Parable 2 when it like changed. Essentially, originally you had to do it the way I did, where you walk sort of like around the metal thing and curve yourself to drop onto the boxes, but they put a ramp up for easier access, basically. Okay, so what am I doing? Oh. I'm guessing I'm going this way? Guess we go this way. I don't think it's going to take me to different games.
Now then, I'm going to run you through some test scenarios.
Is this a bucket?
Whether or not the thing I'm showing you is
oh, does this mean it's going to be like two endings depending on what I pick?
This should tell us everything
What's
we'll
it?
ever need to
You
know
follow.
about what is or is not a
Dolman.
bucket. Okay.
Welcome, Dolman. Thank you for the follow. I highly appreciate that.
Item 1. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a hologram of a bucket.
What?
Not an actual bucket.
Was I supposed to know that?
Item 2. Is this a bucket?
No.
Correct. It is a 3D printed recreation of a bucket, not an actual bucket.
Wait. If it's a 3D printed replication of a bucket and it can hold water, would that not make it a bucket?
Item 3. Is this a bucket?
I feel like I should go yes on this one. I feel like the gag is that none of them are buckets. But then if none of them are buckets and I tried to take the bucket into a place where buckets aren't allowed, maybe you'll get even more annoyed with me. Because clearly I know what isn't a bucket and what is a bucket. But I still brought the bucket there anyway. Saying bucket way too often.
Incorrect. This is a bucket.
Bucket replica that doubles normal bucket.
Item 4. Is this a bucket?
I kind of want to say yes to this one. Yeah.
Are you hallucinating? This is a tractor. It's an enormous machine that tills the earth. I thought this was a gimmick. How on earth did you manage to screw it up? Absolutely incredible. Let's just move on to the next one.
Is it going to be another bucket? Probably going to be another bucket, isn't it?
Is this a bucket?
That is a bucket disguised as a tractor. Wait.
Correct. This is a bucket.
I guess I was right. That was a bucket disguised as a tractor. How long did this go on for?
Item 6. Is this a bucket?
No.
Trick question. Both. Gotcha.
What? So it is both a bucket and not a bucket. I don't know how I feel about that. I've also just noticed something about my screen size. Bear with me. Why does that look so zoomed in? Oh, it's frozen, that's why. When did that happen? Probably recently. Bear with me a second. Yeah, I've noticed it's there, my thing's frozen. Bear with me, I'm just going to... Ow. This usually fixes it. I just unplug it and plug it back in. I'll just not do anything in the meantime. This is the reason why I actually stopped streaming from my console. Because it can be a bit funny sometimes, my capture card. No idea why it does this, it just does it occasionally. Deactivate, activate. And... yeah, has I got it working in stream too? I think that's working in stream now. Yeah, nay. Yeah, that's working in stream now. That's good to see. Okay, sorry about that. This is why I don't stream from my console. Because like my capture card is temperamental at best. Wait. There's nothing there. Did he ask me if something was a bucket or not? No.
Yes, thank you. There's nothing here. Of course it isn't a bucket. We both know full well that nothing isn't a bucket. Wait, when I say nothing isn't a bucket, that makes it sound like I'm saying everything is a bucket, which of course is not true. Unless, is that what you think? Answer me straight, Stanley. Are you trying to tell me that you believe everything is a bucket?
No.
Beautiful. You know what? I'm too confused to even sort it out. I've lost all sense of perspective. What is a bucket? What isn't a bucket? Mere moments ago I could answer these questions with confidence. And yet now I'm somewhat adrift. Do any of us know what a bucket is? Am I?
Yes, narrator, you're a bucket.
Stanley, I can't keep doing this. I'm losing myself, and myself was all I ever had to begin with.
You're a bucket.
I'm afraid the bucket is threatening to tear our relationship apart. I can't have that. I'm sorry.
What?
But I'm going to erase all buckets from the
What?
game entirely.
No.
Okay, here we go.
Can't do that shit. Can't take my bucket. Wait, has he just like literally stolen
What happened?
all buckets from the game?
Gone? Why did
Oh.
everything disappear? Wait, was everything a bucket? Every single thing in the game was a bucket. Oh my god, I had no idea. How could... except me. I'm not a bucket after all. And you, Stanley, you're still here. You're
So we're not
a bucket
buckets, but the
either.
entire universe is a bucket.
We're not buckets. Yes, I actually feel much more at ease right now.
I'm glad you feel at ease with that. I don't. The entire universe is a bucket, and you just deleted it.
That we haven't got a game. So, tell you what, I'll reset everything, and we'll put back all of the buckets, okay?
Good.
And we'll know that it's all a bucket. But if you run into anyone else, maybe don't mention that. Who knows what that information might do to a person. All right, here we go.
Okay, so the buckets are not only evil, but the entire universe is a bucket. It's good knowledge to have. Oh, it's got rid of my input thing. I was actually going to say, what happens if I take
All of his
the
co-workers were
bucket
gone.
to the god
What
room?
could it mean? Stanley decided to go
I'm gonna have to find the
meeting.
inputs again,
Perhaps
maybe.
he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so the bucket is back. That's good to know. Is it? It's usually this computer that's got the first input, right? Yeah. I guess I have to do this. Why is it not letting me? No, there we go. I need to be at that side. Let's get more bucket endings, I'm thinking. Let's see what the bucket actually wanted me to do if I go across the platform thing.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his.
See what happens.
The direct way to the meeting room.
I know,
Stanley
I know.
had felt the bucket calling to him.
Yes,
telling him
the
that
bucket
game
is leading me on a grand
was simply
adventure.
the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket turned out to be correct?
Nope.
No, never mind. The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his
I wonder if I stay in there, if like I'll have a conversation with the bucket.
No,
said the bucket.
don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift, yes. Go there. Go to the cargo lift.
Okie dokie.
Said the bucket.
Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Let's find out what the bucket wants me to do up there.
Bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course,
Anything,
because
everything.
buckets
If everything's a
But
bucket,
Stanley
it could be
chose
wanting me
not
to do
think
anything.
about this obvious fact. He was firmly convinced that the bucket had spoken to him, and he unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
Yeah, that makes sense. I like I got a hair in my mouth or something then.
In here,
What?
Said the bucket.
go
Thought
into
there was
this
a way
dark
over there,
room
then.
over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Mm-hmm. So, what's gonna happen in here?
Now pick up the phone.
Said the bucket.
Pick up the phone. It will take us back home, where we can go about life together.
Why do I feel like the bucket is coercing me into something? I don't know if I should trust the bucket. Screw it. Let's see what the bucket wants us to do. Or maybe it's like leading to the...
This is the sad story of a man named Stanley and his bucket.
Okay.
Once upon a time, I gave Stanley a bucket because I thought he was lonely and could use a friend. And then, very distressingly, he began to believe the bucket could speak to him.
Okay. You got more to say about it? Or is that it? Is that the whole story? Oh wait. I thought it was a cutscene. I'm in control here. Can I press the button? I can press the button. Whoa. My house looks a lot different from the last time we came here. I mean, according to the fact everything is a bucket, you should listen to the bucket because the bucket is everything. I think, maybe. I think that's sound logic. Hello Stanley, it's me, the bucket. Press triangle to take me to work with you.
The Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket was merely meant to provide the comforting glow of companionship. It doesn't literally talk and give you orders. Whatever Stanley is hearing the bucket say to him is just in his head.
Can't go that way. Can I get up on here and like escape from here? No, you can't actually go. You can't touch the chair in this one. Interesting. So go in here, pick up the bucket. Press that to take me back home with you. So this is very similar to the wife one, I suppose. Where it's like, oh yeah, press the buttons.
Lately, I've been concerned about him. Wouldn't you be concerned as well? To see him delusional like this, obsessing over an inanimate metal object?
I mean...
I want to say something to him, but I don't know how I can convince him. I don't know if he'll listen to me.
Go back to work. So all I'm doing is taking the
Try anyway. Stanley,
bucket to work.
can you hear me? Listen to me. It's just a bucket. It can't think. It can't talk. All it will ever truly do for you is effectively transfer a liquid from one location to a different location. That's it. It doesn't do anything else.
I don't think I can really do anything else. I'm kind of locked in now. Don't listen to the loud man. Press that for us to go back home.
You see, he's not listening. He's still taking orders from the bucket.
Just a
You know,
reflection. I
once
thought there was
upon
like
time
a
it was me he
texture
took
thing out there.
orders from. Me he trusted and listened to.
Where's
Now
the bucket?
all he cares about
There's
is
the
this
bucket.
awful bucket. This
Why is it on the
stupid hunk
stove?
of metal.
Ignore anyone in your life except for me. Okay, sure.
It's sad, but I suppose he doesn't need me anymore. From now on, he's just going to cling to this bucket, this cold, empty bucket, this sort of shiny bucket. Well, I'll give it this. The bucket does have a nice shine to it.
That's it. You will appreciate the bucket. You believe I'm real, don't you, Stanley? Yeah, let's go back home.
Yes, I suppose on closer inspection that it doesn't quite look like your average hardware store bucket. It's just a little more, what am I trying to say? Sturdier, more capable of transporting liquid. Like it would be better at moving an amount of water from one room to another.
To relive the same day with me over and over. Okay.
Oh my God, what am I saying? better at carrying water from room to room. It's a bucket. It's literally just a bucket. Why do I feel
I mean, the buckets do seem to have some strange thing going on around them.
Much more than just a regular bucket.
I mean, you didn't hear the tape, narrator. Tape was like pretty strange.
Oh no, I'm having feelings for the bucket. No. What's going on? Why do I want to be with the bucket? Hear what the bucket has to say. Do anything it
I mean, this is a bit much.
What's wrong with me? I don't understand. Perhaps if I had the bucket, this would be less confusing. Yes, the bucket told me what to do in this troublesome situation.
Is the narrator going to steal my bucket? Or attempt to steal my bucket?
Stanley, give me the bucket. Give it to me. Give me the bucket, Stanley. I need it. Give it to me now. Give it or I'll...
Close your eyes. Could I not have just put the bucket on my head? Go back to work, Stanley. Did the bucket deal with the narrator? Or did the narrator deal with me?
All of his co-workers were gone.
I'm confused.
Stanley decided to go.
Can I still get out this way? Yeah, I can still get out that way. What happens if I take the bucket away with me? Let's take the bucket outside and see what happens. What I like about this game is basically, let's do this and see what happens. I can just experiment for a few hours.
Yes, whispered the bucket into Stanley's ear. We've done it. We've escaped from that dull office and that pesky narrator. At last, out here in the white void, we are alone. Now, and for the first time, I can reveal to you my true self. The bucket began to tell Stanley of its life and its history, of the countless wars it witnessed, desecrating the land and lives of untold numbers of innocent humans.
Okay.
And the bucket's own complicity therein, of sadness and regret, and the many years it spent dwelling on the actions it might have taken to curb the madness and the decay, if only it had been stronger. Of hope and redemption, and its crusade to uplift the stock of life for the common man, to manifest justice where none existed.
He's going on the bucket, the One Ring. I'm definitely getting those vibes from that situation.
Meted out in parcels like charity, and abandoned as soon as the warm glow of inspiration.
There's definitely something weird about the bucket.
Opportunities to do
kind of eldritch bucket.
There was so much
which I never thought I'd say those words.
The bucket wondered to itself, perhaps if it had seen its own darkness with a clearer perception. This was way too much for Stanley. What are you talking about? He screamed. You're a bucket! To this, the bucket furrowed its brow. No, said the bucket. Not since the evil wizard Gambhorata first ensnared me in his machinations as payback for the sacred amulet I stole from his treasured vaults. What? I was young back then and could not conceive the ramifications of... No! Stanley screamed even louder this time. This is stupid! You are a bucket! This is so stupid! Why are we even doing this? As Stanley screamed and screamed and screamed, the bucket revealed its true form, transforming into a mighty beast of untold power, its fangs glistening like...
Okay.
My God, Stanley, you did it.
What?
You saved us from the bucket. Thank God you already had all 12 emblems of sages and knew the incantations to summon their true power. Otherwise, you would have easily been overwhelmed by the bucket's power. I'm speechless. You've demonstrated such bravery.
What the hell?
Today. Come, let's restart the game, and we'll agree to never again go trifling with this bucket, nor the dark magic cast away.
Man, I need to smoke. Screw this. Nah. No. Just fucking no. My brain ain't ready for this crap yet. Okay. So, I don't really know what to do next. There's a few other ones I can go for. The narrator doesn't want to take the bucket, but I'm thinking we take the bucket. Ugh. Oh, sorry, Solanine? Okay, Solanine or just Sol. Whichever's better for you. Welcome to the stream. And yes, no, the bucket. Although it turns out this bucket is freaking evil or some shit. Like, this bucket has eldritch power, and I don't trust it. Neither does the narrator, but considering the narrator doesn't like it, that gives me further reason to want to explore with said bucket. Yeah. Perfect, like, thing. Like, pretend that the bucket has been dealt with so he can steal it for himself. Cast it into the fire! Oh. Wait. Considering the narrator is actually asking me to put the bucket down, then I'm refusing to put the bucket down. Does this make me a Isildur? After all, why shouldn't I?
Stanley picked up the bucket and smiled. He'd never be.
I wonder how many Lord of the Rings references I can just drop in this.
Stanley clutched the bucket.
I'm a happy man. I don't know why. I just keep feeling like I'm getting like better and better with this illness. Like, I don't know. I feel good right now. Maybe it's just the mood that this game's setting. Okay, so we're going to bring the bucket into the broom closet because that's something I definitely want to try out. But I've also got another itch on my nose. Stanley Baggins must protect the precious. Okay. Ooh, caught in the door. Let's see.
Oh, Stanley, can you feel it? The broom closet. It wants the bucket. You can feel that, can't you? The aura of jealousy. It's as clear as day. This broom closet.
Why does the bucket is? It's got One Ring vibes. Straight up. The bucket has One Ring vibes. The one bucket to rule them all.
It's supposed to go with the other cleaning supplies. Good for you, Stanley. Don't give in. Don't hand over the bucket. I know how hard it must be, given the pressure that the broom closet
I can actually put
shoulders right now, but you have to be strong. This is your bucket. This is your companion and lifelong friend. You can't hand it over. No. We're getting into name-calling now, it seems. Is this how low the broom closet has sunk that it has to resort to this stream of
the broom closet is calling me names.
To hand over the bucket?
Yeah, the bucket arc is freaking strange.
For a variety of reasons, but even this is worse than I had imagined. And wait, now the broom closet has
I don't even remember any of these endings with the bucket. Like,
deep and lasting friends. That your relationship is purely superficial and convenient? That your life is so banal and meaningless that you'd feel the same sort of kinship towards any inanimate object which happened to lay in your path in an even partially enticing manner? Well,
you're going too deep with this narrator. The bucket is its own thing.
Broom closet off for its demeaning comments.
Okay, naughty broom closet. Stop with your degrading remarks.
Go through each of them point by point. Share your journal.
Hang on.
Emotional landscape of your feelings.
You couldn't tighten a bolt if your life depended on it. Is that wire? You will never be used. You'll just sit there and, I don't know, rot.
I've got you something.
I don't know, how the hell do I insult inanimate objects? Closet and bucket, you got everything you need now, yeah. Oh.
There. Now it's settled.
What?
No more debate, no more discussion. Take our hike, broom closet.
Okay, so he stuck a sticker on it that says property of Stanley. Something tells me the bucket won't like being classed as someone's property. Of course, the bucket very clearly has its own agenda. I think that might have ended the broom closet, yeah.
I've got a second sticker back here, and I'm going to slap it on as well because I think it's a.
I thought he'd finished like talking, and that was the end of the bucket thing. Well, did you just keep slapping stickers on the bucket until it doesn't even look like the bucket anymore?
Also, a bucket. That way, if you're ever unsure whether the thing you're holding is a bucket or not, you can look down at this sticker and say to yourself,
wait, is this going back to the whole you don't know what a bucket is, well, what is and isn't a bucket thing? Possibly. Anything else gonna...
You know what?
Nope.
I could take the name-calling and the dismissal of your kinship with the bucket, but now the broom closet is just giving us the silent treatment. And to be honest, I'm sick of the pettiness on display. You can stay here all you like, but I've had it with this impetulant room of cleaning supplies. Easily the most childish such room I've ever been in. I'll see you outside, and we can get on with the story about you and your bucket.
Okay. I think that means that's all I'm going to get out of the narrator. Yeah, not even saying anything when I leave the area. Everything is a bucket, so no matter what you're holding, it's a bucket. Also, the broom closet was insulting me because it wanted the bucket, but if everything is a bucket, then everything inside there is already a bucket. The broom closet itself is a bucket. It doesn't need my bucket, it's got its own buckets.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Do I take the bucket to the mind control room? Or do I take it downstairs? I'd laugh if the only thing that changes about going downstairs is that, like, you know, you go mental and you found on the street, but this time you have a bucket with you or something. I'm tempted to see what happens. Let's go.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting...
Is it literally just going to be that you go mental with a bucket?
For that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished.
This is just following the same premise as the last time I came down here.
And then, something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. He looked down at the bucket in his arms.
Oh, it is different.
Crazy? He asked the bucket. The bucket returned his gaze, but said nothing at all. That's strange, Stanley thought. Usually the bucket is a source of guidance and wisdom for me in difficult times such as these. He held the bucket close, yet felt none of its familiar reassurance.
Can keep walking around.
And that's when Stanley realized, this isn't my bucket. It's just a normal, everyday bucket. Someone else's bucket, perhaps. How did I end up with someone else's bucket? This is all terribly wrong. Surely no good would come from this. Who knows what sorts of bizarre hallucinations Stanley might experience without the psychologically grounding presence of his bucket. And indeed, now he noticed that the rooms were repeating, which was, of course, very odd. And now he felt himself floating off the ground. Oh, gracious, he exclaimed. Without my bucket, I've gone truly mad. Where is it? I must find it.
So it's probably going to end the same. But is the woman going to be like, oh, thank God I had my bucket or something like that? Like the woman who finds you. Ooh.
He rushed forward from room to room, passing by one bucket after the next. None of them were his.
That's actually a good point. They'll have a sticker on them, right?
Come to me, Stanley. Find me.
I'll give it the mind control access next.
He had to return to his old friend. It was the only way to truly restore his sanity.
I think the ending this time is going to be that it's going to be exactly the same as the last time, but essentially what is going to happen is the woman's going to be like, oh, thank God I had my bucket or something like that. I'm calling it here.
Stanley doubled over in agony and blacked out.
Yep, there we go. Here we go. Let's see what happens. It's going to be the same thing, right?
This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Does she have a bucket?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, picked up her bucket of comfort and security, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular
the only difference is that she has a bucket.
Who had stumbled through town,
oh God,
to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. Right away, she knew what the problem was.
Oh, I got a message. Let's see what this was.
Had no bucket. Of course, he'd gone mad. Ranting and raving about
what is this piece of poop?
All of his actions and how everything is predetermined and free will is an illusion and it's all just
it's not showing me what the
game. It could all have been prevented if
oh wait, hang on. Let me reload this chat.
Perhaps he didn't even realize he'd forgotten his bucket at home in the first place. How cruel the world can be.
I'm assuming he's referencing what we just like titled the group chat on PlayStation.
But of course, she had no time for this. There were a myriad of confusing problems she would soon have to confront at work, for which her bucket would provide absolute guidance and total clarity.
Wait, is this a reality where the buckets have absolute dominance? Like they've managed to weave their way into everyone's lives? They were all deceived. Wait. Things are different.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Why have things changed?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference.
The whiteboard
Nor
ending?
did it advance the story in any way.
The whiteboard ending. I've just changed every time I press X. It sounds like a... Yeah, so I can change that to make a dog sound every time I press X. I'll turn that off. Okay. That says the whiteboard ending, but nothing happened in there. I don't see anything happening. I can't interact with the whiteboard as far as I'm aware. Do I need to take the bucket in here?
The good old bucket. Just Stanley and the bucket, off on another thrilling adventure together.
No? Okay. Maybe there's a different way to get like the whiteboard ending. Not a clue. Let's just continue. Continue with the bus. Okay, so it's just a quick way to here. Let's take the bucket to the mind control room, like I said last time.
And entered the door on his left.
I wonder if he's boarded up the room. The broom closet. No, he hasn't. Can I go back in here?
Stanley, we must move on from this broom closet, simply because I have no remaining stickers. If I did, you can guarantee we'd be in here for hours.
Aww.
But alas, no stickers.
You gonna say anything else, narrator? You got anything good to follow up with? No? That doesn't look like it. Okay. Let's go up to the mind control room.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
What happens if I take it into the executive bathroom? Can I fill the bucket up with water? No. There is also the elevator. I wonder if taking the bucket into the elevator does anything? I'll try that later. Let's go in here.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into an emotional dumpster fire, if not for the soothing presence of the bucket.
Fine, I'll fill the bucket with my tears.
In his darkest of hours, did the bucket's warmth and guiding light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Okay.
At this point, Stanley was so absorbed in the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket that he didn't notice the keypad behind the boss's desk. Nor in his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the PIN number for the keypad was 2845. But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it
There
that
we
the
go.
bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Okay, so let's see what the bucket is gonna. Ooh,
You're getting close now, Stanley. You've nearly
One
got
more.
all of the Figurines. Very soon, you'll collect the last one, and then the first number will equal the second number, and that will be it. We'll be different people by then, different in the sense that we used to have none of them, and now we have them all. You can't go back to when you had no Figurines. None of us can.
well. No, I changed the name of them again. Hey, alright, let's go. Where are you taking me, bucket? Part of me wants to repeat that ending where I went through where I got to the skip button, but I have no idea how to get back there.
Plummeting towards an unknown fate. It would be all Stanley could do to keep himself together, if not for the bucket. Soothing him, comforting him, reassuring that in this darkest moment of uncertainty, he would be all right. The
Okay.
bucket is here for you, Stanley. Everything will be fine.
I also need to do the ending with the bucket where I unplug the phone,
Stanley and the bucket
and I
walked
both
straight
need to do.
ahead
I need to go
the
that way
door
both
red
with the bucket and
mind
without the bucket.
control facility.
But yeah, let's go this way. I also realized apparently there's more I can do in the mind control room. I don't have to press off or on. Like, there's more endings that I can get that way. I just need to look around. Like I said, I was looking at like a guide, but I tried to find like a spoiler-free or as spoilery-free guide as I could find.
And Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock.
I'm guessing that's down there.
Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs.
That's where you come out if you do that other ending.
I've never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring it that everything would be fine.
That's an ending I could do actually. I could take the bucket and go down the elevator, like when you go the wrong way, then you head towards the cargo lift thing. There's that other door before you reach the cargo lift which you can go down, which brings you back to this path, but there's also the lift off of it I can take, like that goes down and kind of breaks the game. I could just do that and see what happens.
No! He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it.
He screamed it into the bucket. That'd have an echo.
Control. Never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world. At this point, he could trust no one except for the bucket.
Fair enough. The bucket is my only friend. The bucket is the one who's doing the mind control. I also had a look online, and apparently there is no way to disarm the bomb.
Or sad, or content.
Which is a little
eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in,
there's apparently something in here.
Would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle the controls for good. Two best friends, Stanley and the bucket, up against the world.
Anything down here?
They high-fived in a really cool way, and the bucket made a sassy comment about taking down the system.
There was one that just said like to investigate in this area, I'm pretty sure. All disabled. Mind control, all offline. Okay, let's go. What, should we get the off or on ending? What are people wanting? Should we mind control or not mind control? Because usually mind control on just sets off a bomb, but I don't know what it does.
Source of the room's power. Stanley and the bucket knew it was their obligation to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it's.
I'm going to assume even if I press on, the bucket and the narrator will turn against me and the bomb will still go off. Like, I want to assume that's the case, but I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, let me know what you'd like me to do here, because I kind of get the feeling that maybe the endings would just be the same either way. Unless maybe like turning off the system somehow makes the bucket get free. Maybe the bucket's like goal is to escape the facility so it can cause chaos in the world or something like that. Wouldn't surprise me, the bucket is evil. But then I'm surprised the bucket isn't wanting me to turn on the machine in that case. So I don't know. I'm thinking off will probably have some other ramification other than just escaping the facility. Well, at least that's what I'm thinking at the minute. I can't be 100% sure. You know what? I'm gonna press off and see what happens.
Stanley and the bucket waited in blackness. Was it over? Yes, they had done it. Stanley and the bucket had defeated their greatest and darkest
okay, so I'm guessing it's just that then,
freed
like,
themselves from the tyrannical grip of the evil mind control machine. Freedom was now mere moments away. Excitedly, the two of them began to discuss the kind of life they wanted to live. Once they stepped
I'm guessing these endings don't really change, but I'll still go for them anyway.
The bucket wanted to learn to roller skate. Stanley wanted to sneeze in every country on Earth. Both of them wanted to begin watching a movie, any movie, but then stop it halfway through and begin watching it in reverse from the end. True, it was a simple life they envisioned.
Sounds like a weird thing.
One they'd live together. They had one another to lean on, to trust, to support.
Oh.
What? Wait. What was happening? Why had the door stopped? Was Stanley and the bucket not about to be freed? Unbearable silence filled the room, lingering in uncertainty, until finally the truth hit Stanley square in the face. This building did not want the bucket to leave.
Oh.
Even the facility itself recognized the incredible calming presence of the bucket, needed the soothing warmth of the bucket, would go to any length not to part with the bucket.
Okay.
No. Stanley can't leave this place. Not while he has such a precious bucket in his arms. Not while this building has anything to say about it. Stanley realized he would never again leave this very room. But at least he has the bucket.
Not true.
To be trapped eternally in darkness isn't really so bad, Stanley thought to himself. As long as I have my bucket with me, right? I'll be okay, won't I? Stanley gulped. Very soon now, he was about to find out.
What? Find out what? Okay, that ended on a cliffhanger. So the building won't allow the bucket to escape. I'm going to assume the building might not also allow the bucket to do the mind control thing. Let's turn on the mic.
Good morning. Thank you for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Okay.
We are confirming your shipment of 1,327 cardboard boxes to your place of work. Can you verify that this is correct?
Yes.
Excellent.
Oh.
Your order will arrive shortly. Thank you again for contacting the Future Happiness Foundation.
Thank you. Last time I didn't interact with it and it said my order wasn't going to be delivered. That means the next time I spawn in there'll be a bunch of boxes here or something? I also need to take the bucket into the gold room.
Today, the bucket asked. Stanley just smiled. Anywhere they went together would be.
Right, so I'm going to go back to the mind control room, but this time I'm going to press on to see what that does. The one bell for red and blue. Okay, that's fair. I know where that one is. I'll go for that one next, I think.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
Okay. Can't remember what the thing was.
Office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication
2843.
of human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have
No.
broken down into an emotional dumpster fire if not for the soothing presence of the bucket. Even now, in his darkest of hours, did the bucket's
Did it not
warmth and
say
guiding
anywhere?
light pierce the dark clouds of confusion and chaos. It would be with him always. The bucket would, and he knew it. The two of them were inseparable.
Come on, tell me the code. I need to remember the code.
In the tender spiritual connection he shared with the bucket, that he didn't notice the keypad behind the
There we go.
boss's desk.
It's 28
Nor in
something.
his bliss of simply being near the bucket did he have any notion that the pin number for the keypad was 2845.
Ah, I was so close. Like literally just there.
Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding
I imagine
Yes.
well, maybe the
This
building
certainly was
won't
a
want to
logical
blow up the bucket though, because the bucket means so much to the building. I'm definitely getting my mind working. But I've kind of just been fixated on the bucket at the moment. Why is that there?
Stanley and the bucket walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
They did.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley and the bucket both wondered to themselves. The monitors jumped to life, and Stanley nearly dropped the bucket in shock. Everyone in the office was being videotaped, monitored like guinea pigs. The bucket had never seen anything like this, and it very nearly burst into tears as Stanley cradled it gently, reassuring him.
I mean, surely it'd be like Stanley who would burst into tears, not the bucket. Mind you, the bucket is a sentient creature.
The mind control facility's influence as well? Had the bucket been told to do things it didn't wish to do? What kinds of things does a bucket want to do or not want to do in the first place? These
I also need to go like through that hallway that just says exit. Maybe I'll do that next or something.
He screamed into the bucket. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control, never! He squeezed the bucket tighter. His one friend in the entire world.
But yeah.
At this point,
Plan is go up here, press
except
yes.
for the bucket. But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
I still feel like there's something else in
or
here.
Sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he and the bucket would dismantle. Boop. But at the last second, the bucket jumped in and pressed the button to turn on the controls.
Oh.
Stanley gasped in horror. Had this been the bucket's plan all along? To take over the machine and claim the power for itself? How could the bucket have betrayed him like this? Stanley was prepared to throw the bucket away in disgust when suddenly an image appeared upon the enormous screen. Birds. Silly birds. The control buttons became active again. Stanley flipped through one video of silly birds after another, and then it dawned on him. This wasn't a mind control facility at all. It was a facility for monitoring and surveilling silly birds all over the world. The mind controls were only a facade to disguise its true intentions. Had the bucket known this all along? Stanley marveled at the metal genius.
Pretty birds.
The one who had pointed him towards this incredible discovery. Stanley and the bucket never found freedom because they spent the rest of their lives here in this place, flipping through live streams of the silliest birds imaginable. Of all the possible paths his life could have taken, this one was surely the best. And Stanley was happy.
Goose. Swan? Ah, so what's that? That's like the silly bird thing. The boxes!
All of his co-workers
They arrived!
What could it mean?
And it's blocking
Stanley
everything
decided
off.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay. So now there's just boxes everywhere. Literally just boxes everywhere. Okay, so what am I doing next? What should I do next? Let's take the bucket
A good bucket. A strong
down the wrong path and then go down that elevator down, because that'll get me the figurine too.
Stanley clutched the bucket.
Sounds like a good idea
This
to me.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was.
Let's see what the dialogue actually says for the employee lounge as well.
Better than the meeting room? Yes, Stanley thought to himself. Yes, perhaps it truly was. How insightful the bucket turned out to be.
You gonna say anything more? Yay or nay?
Truly, being here with the bucket was a grand adventure. Stanley reflected on all they'd been through together. First, walking through the door on the right, then walking to the lounge, then arriving at the lounge. What a thrilling journey the bucket had inspired.
I want to see if he has anything else to say, like the bucket starts getting bored of the room.
Perhaps this was where the bucket felt most truly at home. Here in the employee lounge. Perhaps it's the only place a bucket can even feel at home.
Okay.
Stanley decided to just give the bucket absolutely as much time as it needed to be in the lounge.
That sounds fair to me.
Clearly, the bucket and the employee lounge shared a special connection.
Very clearly. Well, I might move out of the employee lounge soon. Don't know if there's any more dialogue that's going to pop up, but... Nah, I think that was it. Okay, let's go.
But finally, the bucket was done being in the lounge, and they took the first open door on their left to get, and so the two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
No, we didn't. Me and the bucket are going on an adventure.
Oh, good Stanley, I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
This feels mildly like an intervention.
You see, your friends and I are concerned for you,
Yep.
Stanley.
Okay.
We've come together here because we care about you very much. It's this bucket you're carrying around everywhere. The bucket isn't even from the original Stanley Parable. It's just sequel content. We're the ones that matter, Stanley. Classic characters from the first game, like the Adventure Line and the Broom Closet. Because that's what fans want from a sequel. They want more of their favorite jokes, not this bucket that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the Adventure Line? We could make the Adventure Line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
Okay.
Whee! Look at that wacky line. Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well. Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it for the fans, Stanley. Let's give them more content exactly like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up.
Wait.
Don't you get it, Stanley? We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
No. I
I think
refuse.
it'll make a wonderful new addition to the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a well-fleshed-out character with so much personality that to me, it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree?
Wait, do I have no
Guess
choice?
what the Bucket Destroyer does? Surely you don't need me to spell it out for you.
Can I not hit
Go
the...
ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
What happens if I just don't, though? Go right out of here, maybe?
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the
Oh.
bucket. I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality trait. Sure, I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality trait deserve to join the pantheon of beloved Stanley Parable characters?
Oh,
Well, you
something's
see,
happening.
if you were to really explore the Bucket Destroyer, you would see that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits. What other object in this game can you even say that about? The Broom Closet? Certainly not. I wonder what
Is
sort
this just
of
the narrator
Bucket
getting more and more
Destroyer
angry?
merchandise the fans will be clamoring for after this. Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to hurry and feed it. We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the Bucket Destroyer until you crush that damn bucket. Quickly
Oh,
now.
what happens
the
if I don't?
fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley.
But I don't
Give
wanna.
the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Ah, that's what happens. Probably not a good idea to do that. Oh?
Bucket Destroyer, my prized creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the
I mean-
moment in time that you were here, you were magnificent.
That's another ending I'll have to do though with the bucket. Like, I'll actually have to destroy the bucket and see what happens. But yeah. I don't know. Do I stop picking up the bucket? Do I do something else other than a bucket ending? The bucket is all I know at the moment, so... What other endings do I have to do? Can't really think of any more endings that I have to do with the bucket. Other than like repeating ones I've already done. And... doing like the opposite to what I did. So like, unplugging the phone, that's one. Going back down there and not destroying the bucket will be another. Alright, let's get them two out of the way, and then I think I've done everything I need to do with the bucket.
Face of an old friend. Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his chin. This was not the correct way to the meeting room, but Stanley had felt the bucket calling to him, telling him that the employee lounge was simply the place to be. And here it was. Had the bucket
But yeah, it doesn't look like I can get to the place where it's both red and blue with the bucket.
The bucket was wrong. Stanley took the door on his left to go back.
No, he did not. Stanley went over here.
Said the bucket.
Don't go to the meeting room. Go somewhere else. The cargo lift. Good, said the bucket. Now ride the lift all the way to the top. There's something up there I need you to do.
Stanley did not question why or how this bucket was speaking to him. It should have alarmed him, of course, because buckets can't talk. But Stanley chose not to think about this obvious fact. He was firmly
I'm going to
convinced
like
that
deceive the
had
bucket
spoken
anyway,
to
because
him,
I'm just going to
and he
unplug the phone on it.
unthinkingly did whatever the bucket asked.
In here,
Said the bucket.
go into this dark room over here.
Stanley once again obeyed blindly.
Okay, so go in here, and then I want to unplug the phone.
Now
Unplug.
pick up the...
Whoa, hold on. Why did you unplug the phone? Were you trying to resist the bucket's orders? Stanley, I was joking. Obviously, the bucket isn't talking to you and telling you to do things. Buckets can't talk. It was a joke. Don't you get the joke? It's funny, Stanley. A talking bucket. Can't you see? Oh, goodness. I must have really bungled up the delivery if you actually took me seriously. Where did I mess up the joke? Should I have paused for longer or spoken quicker? Comedic timing is so difficult. I wish I were better at it, but there isn't exactly
DW
an
production.
video
Hi,
comedy
hey, welcome
that
to the
one can watch
stream.
fully-
I
It's
am
very
feeling
easy.
much better today, thank you very much.
It's
Well,
sitting
much
right
better
here.
than I did the
It's
last 2 days. I still feel a bit, yeah, like lethargic and stuff like that, but
comedic timing? What is
Oh.
comedic timing? How does it work? How
I've now
long
got this
should
thing
it
going
last?
off. But yeah, I'm well. I
How
hope
can
you're
it
well.
be used to
I hope you're doing well,
effectively silence your
and
political
everything.
enemies? And more
I'm just a bit
importantly,
boggled today.
can it be
I've seen
caught in
some
its
things with this
entirety
game,
within 90
things I can't
seconds?
unsee.
Thankfully, the answer to all of these questions is
But yeah, I hope you're well.
let's dive deeper.
Hope you've been having a good day.
If you ever told a joke or made someone laugh, in all likelihood, you did it while standing 50 to 80 centimeters from them in a room of no more than 76 degrees Fahrenheit.
I promise
with
I'll
one of
actually
your
hop in
arms
tonight if you are
raised straight
streaming.
Upward
Well,
at a
if you're
15-degree
streaming when I get
angle
in.
from your body.
Wait,
These are the optimal conditions for good comedic timing. To begin the joke, start by stating and spelling your name. Next, provide a brief synopsis of the joke, including the specific times at which the recipient of the joke will laugh, and then spell out your name a second time.
guys going a bit overboard.
With these steps complete, it's time
Oh
to
yeah,
begin the
definitely.
humor.
I'm feeling much better today. I don't
Speak
feel
the
as bunged
entire
up and stuff
joke
like that. I
in
just
no
feel really
more than
lethargic
18
and
seconds
groggy, I
and no
suppose.
less than
Bit tired.
13 and a half. Pausing
But other than
only
that, I
for
am well.
bathroom breaks when
Much better than I
necessary.
have been over the last few days.
When the joke has concluded, it is customary to inform your listener that the joke is over by declaring in your loudest possible voice, "I'm Dunny with the funny." Let's practice screaming, "I'm Dunny with the funny" now.
I'm not going to scream, I'm done with the funny. You didn't even really give me that much time to scream it, but...
Good. This saying is a perfect example of expectations
I mean, it's not a bad
management, which is
line,
the cornerstone of good
but I
comedy.
don't think I'll ever
Finally,
say it.
it's time to hand out surveys. Collecting hard data from your audience on how rapid throughout the joke is the only way to grow or learn as a comedian. An effective survey should be no less than 10 pages long
and should include the same question reprinted several times, just to ensure the survey taker is actually paying attention and not simply filling in answers at random. And that's all there is. With these strategies at your disposal, you'll have audiences doubled over in laughter and even tripled over in laughter.
I don't like these faces, to be fair. These faces are a little bit disturbing.
At some point, you gut-busting little scamp. After all, we're each of us needed on the front lines of the war to fight the 12-legged invader who threaten our very existence, and to very likely die in a hailstorm of bullets and mandibles. All of us must be prepared to give our lives to this noble cause.
What the hell is this?
Must do after us, and their children after them. Godspeed, and may Earth reign supreme.
What?
Hey, goodness, this video is a little outdated, isn't it? Well, no matter. I think the fundamentals of proper comedic timing are still as relevant today
mantis
as they were back
things.
then. So with that in mind, I believe the only way forward is for us to return to the two doors and walk through all of this again, so I can try telling my story with more appropriate comedic delivery. Come along, let's head back.
Alright, so that's going to be a restart, isn't it? No? No, it's not. I expected it to be a... yeah.
I can feel it.
I wonder if they've removed the plank, because they've put this up to stop me from getting over that way. And they put up the fencing around there, but I wonder if they've removed the plank to stop you from climbing over and dropping down.
What a hilarious concept. The king of comedy. That's what you'll call me. Thank goodness we had the instructional video. Otherwise, who knows where we'd be right now.
Yeah, I think they got rid of the plank that goes up there, so you can't get on top of the boxes. That's a shame.
The bucket spoke to Stanley.
The bucket spoke.
The bucket spoke? Oh, I'll figure it out on the fly. No need to overthink things.
I wonder if the game's going to break, like it did the last time I did this sort of thing, but without the bucket. I feel like all I've been saying all night is just the word bucket. I think I'm nearly done with the bucket. I'm pretty sure I've got all of the bucket endings, so I might have a quick look.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
And I didn't. I went through the door on the right. Oh. Interesting.
What? We're back at the phone already? No, what's going on? There was supposed to be several rooms leading up to this. There was supposed to be a build-up to this point, a dramatic display of remarkable comedic wit which culminates in this scene with the phone. But now the timing...
Oh.
My fault. I must have forgotten.
Oh, that was
the
my
phone room
thing
comes in
freaking out.
after the two doors.
Still seems to be working though, so that's good.
Egregious mistake.
I thought it was the thing actually ending, but it wasn't. Like, this is what I mean. My fucking capture card is on the fritz.
Well, I think I need to go back and rewatch that instructional video again. Yes, surely that will help me improve my...
Wait. What? Is that...
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
Let's go left, right again. That'll take me straight back to the phone room.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
Right, I'm confused now.
Here we go. You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors...
I keep thinking it's like my actual capture card freaking out, and it's not. It's actually the resets now. Is this going to keep replaying every time I go this way? Is it going to force me to go right? I mean left.
What? We're back at the phone already?
Yeah, it's just repeating itself now. But the skips are getting faster.
You ready? When Stanley and the bucket came to a set of two open doors, they entered the door on the left.
See if it keeps getting faster.
What? We're back at the phone already? No.
No, I don't think it is getting faster. It just stops there. Okay, so let's go right.
Stanley and the bucket
let's go left. Sorry.
two open doors. They entered the door on the left.
Okay.
No. You were supposed to go through the door on the right, leading back to the phone. Did you not even look at the instructional video? I think this is all covered very clearly. There's no way I can make the comedic timing work now. It's done. The joke is completely done and over. It's all your fault, Stanley. I'm going to be ridiculed in the community of other joke writers. I'm going to be shamed every one of our meetings from now on. All because you couldn't
Pretty much how it
watch a
goes.
simple video and take
Oh, hey
Are
there,
you
Mama.
proud
Welcome back
of
to the stream.
me down, Stanley? Are you proud?
I'm breaking the game again. Oh.
Stanley, you love the bucket so much it's like you... It's as though all of your other most prized possessions pale in comparison. Yes. But let me try that again, Stanley. I heard that you are pale with shame over how unabashedly in love with a bucket you are. No? Is it the delivery? Pale with shame. Pale with shame. Pale. What's another word to describe a bucket? Stanley, this bucket is so mental. I think I saw it playing guitar. No. Getting away from making fun of Stanley's obsession with the bucket, which was the whole point of this. I'm really good at it.
I'll go back later and watch that vid. Yeah, there's been a lot of bucket mayhem. Basically just going around and trying to finish what I believe I have left to do with the bucket, because I've got to be finishing. I think all I've really got to do is go back along the same paths that I've done, but this time pick the opposite answers.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
I also
Stanley
managed to get the
decided
boxes
go to the meeting
delivered.
room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Okay, so this time, what is it I'm doing? I need to try and think now. Giving the bucket to the bucket destroyer.
The bucket made Stanley want to be
That
a
is my
better
next
man
objective.
and a better co-worker. In time, perhaps, he would become both of those things.
So I need to go this way,
Touched the bucket
down the
tightly
thing to the
because
intervention
this was
again,
not correct
and follow the
But Stanley had felt the
adventure
bucket
line.
calling to him, telling him that the employee
And this time when I get to the
was
end of the
simply
adventure line, I need to follow what they're telling me to do and see what
was.
happens. And then I'm pretty sure I've got all the bucket endings. I might have to look on my phone at like an ending
Bucket was wrong.
list or something like that to make sure I've got all the bucket endings,
So the
but
two of them detoured through the maintenance section and walked straight ahead to the opposite door.
there we go. I'm actually going to start loading that up on my phone now. So I've got a list just ready.
Oh, good Stanley. I'm glad you found your way here. I knew you'd find this place eventually.
Okay. Do-do-do. Okay, left door ending. I want to find bucket endings. Jesus Christ. Apparently there's one called, like, I'm just going through this and I've just came across one called the art ending. Like the game's ending, disobey the narrator and drop down to the walkway while riding the cargo lift. Keep entering the blue door. Once you reach the baby game, do as the narrator says and play the game for 4 hours. Like, literally 4 hours. After 2 hours, a puppy will be added who also needs to be kept alive to achieve the ending. Eventually, after 4 hours, the essence of divine art will talk to you and the game will reset. Okay. But no, I am trying to see if there is a... Yeah, here we go, bucket endings. So there is genuinely a bucket list. So I've got that one. Okay. No. Okay, so apparently you can do all but 3 with the bucket. So I'll probably have more to actually do with the bucket. Okay, so I'm just trying to look at what ones. Okay, so that's that. I'm just having a quick look through. Okay, so that's one I haven't done yet. Yeah, 4 hours is actually goddamn wild. But no, it looks like basically the bucket endings is just exactly the same as these ones, just repeating the same ones basically. Which I think maybe after this one I feel like I've gone through most of them.
We're the ones that matter, Stanley.
I have to double check, but because there's obviously some I can't do, like the red door blue door thing I can't do because of this. Like this is where the red door blue door thing should be, but
that they've never seen before. Yes, I know I'm the one who gave you the bucket, but you're spending too much time with it. Don't you want another story involving the adventure line? We could make the adventure line go somewhere new. Yes, yes, that's what the fans want. Let's do it.
interesting. Okay, so there's a couple there that have taken my curiosity. But yeah, I'm actually beginning to think that I don't have that many endings left to do on this.
Who knows where it'll go off to next? Oh, and it played some silly music as well.
Yes, it did. Play the silly music.
Now this is what the Stanley Parable is all about. Don't you remember all those great jokes from the original dialogue?
Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Yes, it's as classic now as it was back then. Let's do it.
Stanley's wild
Stanley.
lifestyle is well
Exactly
documented.
like this. But if we want to do that, you're going to have to give something up. Don't you get it?
Here we go.
We need to get rid of the bucket. That's why I'm very proud to introduce a brand new character. This is the Bucket Destroyer.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure I might have gotten all the endings with the bucket after I've put the bucket in here.
To the rich lore of the Stanley Parable. True, it also was not in the original game, but it's such a
Struggling to think of
well-fleshed-out
any.
character with so much personality that to me it already feels as though it's been part of the cast all along. Don't you agree? Can you guess what the Bucket Destroyer does?
I'm guessing it does what it says on the tin.
Spell it out for you. Go ahead now, Stanley. Say goodbye to the bucket, and then pop it into the machine when you're ready.
Wait, what? I can't toss the bucket? Yo, I'm trying.
Now listen to me. It's crucial that you give it the bucket.
I am trying.
I don't know what the Bucket Destroyer will do if it can't destroy your bucket. Destroying buckets is all it knows. That is its singular personality.
It won't let me do anything with it.
I can hear you saying, how does a character with only one personality...
Okay, so this is the only ending here, because I can't actually throw the bucket. Like, I just do that whenever I go next to it and press X, and it's not happening now, so...
See that its desire to crush buckets is so densely loaded with complexity and nuance that it's really like 10 personality traits.
Right, I've got some exits without the bucket, well, endings without the buckets. Mere mortal cannot destroy the bucket. This ain't no fiery fiery volcano.
Okay, the Bucket Destroyer is getting very upset now. You'll have to
Cast
hurry
it into the
up.
fire.
We can't get back to the classic Stanley Parable characters like the Adventure Line or the
I don't think I'm going to cast it into the fire.
Crush that damn bucket.
Destroy it.
Quickly now. The fans are waiting. Do it, the fans, Stanley. Give the fans what they want. Hurry and...
Oops. I think I broke something. Yeah, I've technically already had this ending. But now I'm thinking the next few endings that I do will be without the bucket.
Creation. You had so much potential. We were going to do such marvelous things with you, tell such spellbinding stories about you. All of it squandered now. Goodbye, new friend. For the moment in time that you were here, you were.
So I haven't got the door that opens up and says new content or anything yet, and I haven't found a way back to the expo room or. So I haven't found a way to bring the bucket to the expo room and like jump down the pit with it or anything like that. Maybe I need to do some more normal stuff. Oh, there's the god ending. I need to bring. Okay, so yeah, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the god thing to show up on here, like, oh, the heaven ending. Sorry.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting.
So yeah, I need to do. I'm gonna ignore the bucket for a couple of runs this time. I actually need to go to the manager's office to hit the terminal once. Which I suppose I can go down that hallway actually that's to the left as you go toward the mind control room.
He entered the door on his left.
I just need to hit the manager's terminal first. Also 2845 is the code, so I don't need to wait for him to do all the dialogue.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Oh, I'm man on a mission now that I know what I'm kind of doing.
Into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover
2,
not an indication
8,
of any
4.
human life.
Damn.
What could it mean?
2.
Stanley wondered aloud to nobody.
There we go.
Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music.
I mean, can you open the thing, please?
Feeling soothed.
Also,
and rejuvenated,
hope that doesn't get me into trouble. The elevator music got me a copyright note thing, like not a claim or anything like that, but just a thing to say like, yes, this is like copyrighted music or whatever. Basically, just means I won't be able to like monetize my YouTube video in the future. Okay. Shit. Go back up.
Whoops. Nope. Never mind. Stanley actually got back into the elevator and went back up. Silly me. Why did Stanley do that when he knew that it would just lead back to his boss's office? Well, that's a great question. I just can't wait to find out.
I needed to hit the terminal. Oh, is this going to give me a different ending now?
Here we are, Stanley. It's your boss's office. Exactly
Oh,
what
it's
it was
the...
before you got onto the elevator. It's still just exactly what it is.
It's the thingy one, isn't it? It's
the
the...
decision you've made to come up here and look at the office again. This has fleshed out the plot
This
of the
is
story
different.
in new and fascinating ways I could have never anticipated. It's that keen eye for storytelling
just a
that you
watch.
have, an incisive rapid fire of critical plot points, one after the other, weaving a rich tapestry of uncompromising
Is this like a different ending that I just didn't know?
I'm bolted to the edge of my seat.
Bob for a little while. There we go.
Incredible. Now he's getting back into the elevator and going down again. Ladies and gentlemen, how does he keep coming up with all of this?
I'm tempted to see what happens if I just keep going up and down now.
Did you think we were going to go forward down the spooky corridor? No. It's time once again to go back up in the elevator. I can't even begin to grapple with what might be up there.
I'm just interested to see if this, like, gets me some kind of alternate ending. Because then I've got another thing to do with the bucket. Which, to be honest, I have two things I need to do with the bucket thinking about it. Because I need to bring the bucket down the corridor as well. Okay, let's see.
Oh my god. It's the boss's office. This absolutely changes everything for me. Give me a time out here for a minute while I process this.
God damn it.
I'm ready. I'm prepared to embrace this stunning revelation and to move forward with... No, wait. No, I need more
God damn
time
it.
to process.
This is just gonna keep going on. Oh, I was gonna say.
I have fully come to terms with it.
Good.
I have made space in my worldview for this
Don't trick
astonishing
me.
new reality. As before, I turn to your expert eye for gripping narrative, Master Stanley.
Good.
Of course. Going back down in the elevator.
Yep.
How did I not anticipate it? I mean, sure, now it's obvious.
I kind of want to see what happens if I just keep going up and down.
30 seconds ago, this kind of thing had never been attempted before. I had no frame of reference to even anticipate it. That's just how revelatory Stanley's decision-making is. A breath of fresh air in a landscape of storytelling that has grown stale and repetitive.
You gonna put me anywhere new? Nope, same place. So, hit the button again. The narrator gonna say anything again? No, the narrator didn't say anything that time. No.
You know what? I've just thought of something. Hold on,
What?
let's stop for a moment. Don't you realize? It's the anticipation, Stanley. You and I, we have no way of knowing what will be at the top of this elevator. But the suspense, the agony of waiting and anticipating and having to guess, that's the real thrill. Oh, I simply don't want to let that feeling go. It's so precious, so fleeting. Why don't we take this elevator ride nice
Oh god.
and slow?
Oh.
There we go. Isn't this so
Seriously?
much more exciting? You know, Stanley, it seems like nowadays the only thing that audiences want is to be shocked as loudly and frequently as possible.
Hope you're all having a good
They want
evening.
big,
I'm just stuck in an
explosive
elevator,
moments
apparently.
flung right in their faces from the very moment that things get started. But where's the tension? Where's the trust in the audience to build a slow and nuanced appreciation for the story, the characters? Why aren't we given time to imagine the surprises, to have to think and to anticipate, and then to marvel at the eventual reveal?
I want the skip button.
Is storytelling, Stanley.
The skip button
What
around?
you and I are doing right now. This is the most exciting narrative to be developed in
God.
years. And it's really all
How
because
far
of
do I
you.
have to go? Oh my
You're
god.
the one who
I think
took
I'm nearly
this
there. I
bold
think it's there.
step of revisiting the exact
Alright, it's
same
like just
locations
here?
over and over. Truly, I mean it.
No, it's
This
not.
is
It's
unique
further
and
up from here, maybe.
It's not like anything else out there. You see, I want stories that surprise me, Stanley. I want to have to think. I want to be engaged and not pandered to.
I suppose it gives me a chance to actually look around, but...
Imaginative drivel all the time, and we all know it, which is why we're so
Wait.
starved for content that makes us feel sharp.
We never
and
passed by
vibrant
this last time.
and alive. That's why people like you so much.
Where the hell
Stanley.
are they taking me?
Because you're not afraid to spit in the face of tradition. You're a role model, you know? People look up to you.
I think you can see
Which
the
is
door
why,
up there.
though I didn't know when to spring this on you, but, well, I've gathered a little press conference for you. So that you
What?
can talk about your work and your storytelling and your life.
This has to be a new,
Because I
like, a
know
never
you're
ending,
not
right?
much for
The
public
press
eye, but I
conference
thought it
ending
would
or something like that.
especially mean a lot to the people who have been following you from the beginning. They really look up to you, Stanley. I don't know if you realize the impact you have on them. This is the kind of gesture that might leave a tremendous impact on them for the better.
Okay.
Good, we're here. Okay, the room where we're holding the press conference should
All
be
eyes on
just around the
Stanley.
corner here somewhere.
World's healthiest human being, all tricks revealed. How we did it, the pyramids. The guy who went to Mars. Okay. Stanley Parable, Stanley tonight live on station. Blah, blah, blah.
Ah, yes, here it is, just through this door.
World's first sentient machine.
All right, are you ready?
To the
I've told
stage.
them you're
Welcome,
going to speak a
Stanley.
little bit
Stanley
about the
is
nature of surprise
Stanley
in
Rider.
storytelling, and what it
Almond,
means to craft
chair,
a truly
gum, table, nut bar.
unpredictable narrative.
Okay.
Oh, don't worry, you'll do great. Just be yourself and speak from the heart.
National Geographic.
I'm really proud of you, Stanley.
Indoors Monthly, and the storyteller, Stanley reveals all in his new book. Is that my new book? Up again, down again. Got a little mini golf thing. But it's got a line down it which makes it easy golf. Congratulations, Stanley, remember where you came from. Okay. The dude who came up with pizza. Oh, doing great. The guy went to Mars. The Lord. Okay. A lot of people. Yeah, so that's an ending, right? I need to go back in that direction though because I completely missed the reason I was going in that direction.
What could it mean?
But yeah, that's another ending I'll need to get with the bucket. I'll need to go up and down in the elevator with the bucket and see what happens.
When Stanley came to a
Right, let's
set
go
of
this
two
way.
open doors, he entered the door on his left.
That he did. Go around here. Yeah.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
And hit yeah. There we go. I'll do what I did last time.
Okay, I think we all know the drill by now. Blah, blah, blah. Dark secrets, the keypad.
Oh.
Stanley pushes some buttons. Oh, hey, look, it's a new passageway. Kill surprise.
He just did it for me. That's nice to know. Let's go. Just annoy him and just go back up again. Ooh. Ah. Random yawn. Not even that late. Okay, so
Stanley
I want to go
walked
this
straight
way.
through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Damn. Man.
Although this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Okay, let's keep going.
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Wee.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley
I can
was
hide
inched
inside.
closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. So he
Jesus.
resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Well, looks like this is the end. For dear old Stan. Oh.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly.
Huh? Okay.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Okay.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance,
Oh.
death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit stop?
So this is like a museum type thing, I'm guessing. Yeah, it just straight up murked me. This is like a map of the area up to the first 2 doors. The office. Buttons. Collection of sounds. Throughout the game, when buttons are pressed, each sound is a mix of keyboard stroke and synthesizer tone. Okay. Credits. Computers, filing cabinets, pictures. The boss's office. I guess it's like different things that it went through. This just basically looks like a museum. Interesting. Way over there? There'll actually be a way around there.
Stanley jumped in the river. Now look closely, Stanley. See how it's now look closely, Stanley. See how it's impossible for the player to do anything in this room. Perfect example. Stanley stood on the design. Textbook mistake. It's the kind of thing you'd pick up on intuitive.
I think it says narrator outtake, so.
Good and bad games, so I don't know. But of course, you'll probably spend the next hour trying to push it.
The voice of the narrator recorded dialogue for the entire game roughly 3 separate times over the 2 years of development. These are clips from early takes that were not used in the final game.
When he came to the lift, he traveled upward to the power source at the top of the facility to end this injustice forever.
Okay. Interesting. So this is kind of like the expo room, I suppose, but it's just a museum of Stanley stuff. Monitor room, elevator. Countdown desk. That's an exit. Game design mock-up. This is the level that William, the level designer, sent David, the writer, as kind of an audition piece. Going for this level got William hired to design the full game, though much of the environment has changed. The basic layout from this mock-up is still the game. Yeah, I can see like what the basic how it was before and how it is now. Suppose I go toward that exit that I just saw. I have no real need to be following the museum any further. No?
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free.
Open the
Can
compressor.
you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
No?
But listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Damn. That's interesting. I kind of like that interaction though, like telling me to turn off a PlayStation. I'm assuming if I played on like an Xbox or a PC, it'd be like, oh yeah, turn off your Xbox or turn off your PC. But yeah, that was a good ending. I like that one. But
All his co-workers were gone. What could it
these all
be?
say the end is never the end, is
Stanley
never the end, is
decided
never
to
the
go to
end.
the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, there it is. So I hit that.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his
Wait, I
coat.
wouldn't be able to get the bucket and bring it back to my office thinking about it. Okay, let's do the same ending but with the
So
bucket.
lucky to have a bucket, but Stanley is a very lucky fellow. Very lucky indeed.
I also have... Right, do I do the up-down elevator ending with the bucket or do I do the ending I just did with the bucket? I mean, either way I've got to go this way twice. That's great. Turn off your play. Just, well, stream over. Wonk.
Coming to a staircase.
See if the bucket saves you from death. Yeah.
Upstairs to the boss's office.
Let's do that. I should also probably take the bucket in the elevator in here sometime. I might have to turn off my music when I do that.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any
4, 5.
But Stanley guessed
There
the
we go.
correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along? Was the bucket guiding him? Yes, this is certainly the most logical explanation.
Yep. The bucket is guiding me to where I need to be. So yeah, I'm going to do bucket in the exit, bucket up and down in the elevator. That should be all of the bucket endings done. Then I've got a few other endings to get. 2 are in the same place, I know where to get them. I've also got the figurine thing to get.
Mind control.
No, I didn't.
Though this passageway had the word escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley and the bucket would both meet a violent death.
No, okay. I don't believe you. I think the bucket's going to save me.
The door behind them was not shut. Stanley and the bucket still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley and the bucket were knowingly walking forward into a very painful death for each of them.
Doesn't bother me. I got the bucket. The bucket will save me at the last minute. I don't believe your lies. The bucket is still in my hands. Okay, so let's see if anything changes when I do this. Got an itch on my leg. Ow.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley and the bucket inched closer to their demise, Stanley reflected on how meaningless the bucket's warmth and comfort had turned out to be. To be sure, it puts the mind and the soul at ease to embrace the bucket, but what use is a sense of ease when you're about to be crushed to death? This is what Stanley thought to himself, and he sort of kicked himself for wasting so much time carrying a bucket everywhere. Farewell, Stanley.
Here we go.
Farewell, Stanley, cried the narrator, as Stanley and the bucket were led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, the bucket's life came to an end as it was crushed violently to death.
Okay.
It was a shame, the death of such a magnificent bucket. It's true that all buckets are radiant in their own way, but this one stood above the rest. It was a glorious bucket to behold.
Is she going to want to take the bucket now too? I don't know if I trust the woman narrator now. She's getting a bit too thingy with the bucket. There's going to be like a bucket museum or something. Welcome you to the grand exhibit. You are standing at the precipice of knowledge. Much like a bucket itself, the human mind is frequently empty within. A carnivorous void. But through use of the exhibit in front of you, the mind becomes full and enriched with knowledge of the bucket and its history. Oh god, I want to learn the bucket's history. But where is the bucket? I don't have the bucket with me anymore.
Can you see how arrogant it was for Stanley to take a bucket like this and to claim it for his own? Can you see the hubris that blinded him?
Is the bucket going to heaven?
Can you see that the bucket is far more noble than Stanley will ever be in his short life?
I think the bucket's going to heaven. A photograph of 25 buckets, the greatest number of buckets ever captured on camera. That looks like a lot more than 25 buckets. A bucket with 2 handles. This bucket is depicted as having 2 handles. Such a design has never been created in real life, having been deemed too dangerous and recklessly experimental. Every year dozens are put to death just for attempting it. Okay, is that... Can I pick up the bucket? Oh, I can't pick up the bucket. Inferno bucket. A replica of the Inferno bucket, which in the medieval era was so plentiful, powerful, alluring that it drove dozens of nations to war for control of it. What? Billions died, and yet, in spite of it all, the simple fact remains: no one can control the bucket. Okay, interesting to know. The stress bucket. Worrying. No. Okay, interesting. Not sure what else. Okay, interesting to know. The bucket has been around for a long time, it would seem.
No man can own a bucket, and certainly not a bucket as dazzling to behold as this one. It is man who should kneel before the bucket.
The hanging bucket. Wait. Eh. Oh, I thought it was gonna throw me like into the hole. A cave bucket.
But there is something we can do.
What is it?
Something we can do together, you and I, that will right this terrible wrong.
Are they gonna put me back in the trap? Yeah, put me back in the trap.
Stanley die. Let him be crushed by the machine. Don't reset the game. Don't give him another opportunity to run off with another beautiful bucket. We can save the world's buckets from their creators' tools and implements if only we let Stanley die together.
Okay.
The bucket shall take its place as ruler, as leader, as commander of a new world, a new vision.
So yeah, the bucket takes control. That's good to know. Kind of wasn't expecting that though. The woman kind of turned against me in the end.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay, so the only ending that I can think of that I'll have left to do is what with the bucket anyway.
It
Going.
takes a lot of humility to carry a bucket so magnificent. Stanley checked his ego.
And I need to go
Stanley
to
clutched the bucket tightly to his chest and entered
the
door on his left.
what you call it, the elevator, and go up and down. And then I'm going to do some experimentation.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket
Wait,
went
no,
upstairs
there's another
to
ending I didn't get with the
Alfred's
bucket. What happens? Come on.
office. Stepping in.
There we go. What happens if I do this with the bucket? Because I didn't do this with the bucket last time. I just did it on my own, right? I don't think I had the bucket the last time I did this. Completely forgot about this ending. Like the first one I did during the stream. Okay. Yeah, we want to go this way with the bucket. If we head into the... Yeah. Now leaving. 4760. Okay, so we just walk up the stairs again. Yeah. I still want to do the ending where I go up and down in the elevator with the bucket and see if that changes anything. Yeah, let's see what happens. What floor am I on? 2 more floors. Keep yawning a lot tonight. Pardon me. I apologize for yawning at you. Making you guys yawn. Contagious yawn. Yeah, it is really hard to keep track of everything that's going on. Yep, there it is. So the escape pod ending pretty much just seems the same at the moment, just with the bucket. Huh? Wait. Is he gonna push the bucket in and like make it leave without him? Yep. Godspeed, bucket. Be free. Oh, the nice ending. I think. Not annoyed that the ending made me question it a little bit. Okay. So now just the up and down in the elevator.
Stanley was alone. Finally. This is
Wait.
great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
It's gone. The bucket's gone. What? How do I continue buckety things? What? What? They've taken the bucket from us. How could they do this to me? I'm lost without the bucket now. There's something I want to experiment with though.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, this
No, he
was
didn't.
not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well.
Actually, there's a few things I want to experiment with. Because the last time I went to
just to admire it.
the...
The lounge was
Right, I'm going to go get that last figurine, and I'm going to go through the red doors. Because the last time I went through the blue doors.
Stanley took the
So let's
first
actually
open
go through the
door on
red
his
doors
left.
this time and see what happens.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door,
Okay, let's go.
and got back on track.
I've got a good idea of what I'm doing. Also got an itch.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office.
No, he did not.
He wanted to wander about and get even further off track.
That he did.
So now in order to
Yep,
get
they
back,
have
he
taken the
needed to go,
goddamn bucket.
From here, it's
Yep, left.
left. Oh no, it's to the right. My mistake. No,
Left.
no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly... Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please? Now, let's see. We went down right, left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay, let's go.
No. This isn't right at all. You're not supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay. We just...
Fired.
need to get
Yeah,
back
it's over
to-
there, the blue one.
Oh, who am I kidding? It's all rubbish now. The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay, from the top.
Wait, is this not the way to the red and blue door? Oh no, I think I know what I've done.
Gone. What could it mean?
I've taken the wrong
Stanley
ending, I
decided
think.
to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply
Whole
missed a
podium's
memo.
gone now. I think this is the ending that breaks the game.
When Stanley...
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Right. I'm going to do something really quick because I've done something wrong here. I'm going to press this, which might also bring back the bucket. Because I definitely did that wrong. I need to jump off of the
Stanley
yeah.
decided to go to the meeting room.
replacement bucket. So it's not my bucket though, is it? It's a replacement. So I don't know how I feel about that. That one usually has extra content. But yeah, I need to jump off of the elevator thing, transport thing, like as it's in motion, and head as if I'm going towards the what you call it, the game ending. See, this is it. It's like you said, like it takes a lot of remembering in this game.
So bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago. Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've gotten off on the wrong
Yeah, I need to
foot
jump
here.
onto there.
I'm not your enemy, really, I'm not. I realize that investing in
I
your
could have also
trust
done
in
the
someone else
last
can be
bucket ending that I really think I
difficult,
forgot
but
to do, which
the
is going
fact
up and down in
that
the
story
elevator,
has
but
been about nothing but you all this time. There's someone you've been neglecting, Stanley.
cool.
Someone you've forgotten.
Right, let's go.
about. What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why, I don't know how to convince you of this.
'Cause this
but
time I came here, it
really
says, like,
do
yeah,
want to help
no
you,
buckets past
to
this
show
point.
you something beautiful. Look, let me prove
Right, so I want to go through the red doors.
that I'm on your side. Give me a chance. Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. You see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time. The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here. Running and running and running, just the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution.
Okay.
Here, let me show you.
Oh. Okay, let's go. What's your solution? Oh.
What do we want? What are we looking for?
Oh.
Yeah. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
I'm meant to stay here? Oh, wow. Damn. That's actually pretty to look into. Oh, what? It changed down here. Oh, that's nice. It changed? Like, again, maybe? Wait, can I? Oh no, I thought I could walk off the edge there for a second. Interesting. This place is pretty. Okay, I'm guessing I need to go this way.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no. Stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please,
Oh.
Stanley, think about what you're doing.
Oh. Okay. So walking back downstairs and see what happens. Go back to the room, see if he has any more dialogue for us.
Good, good. We can't be too safe. Promise me you won't go back there. Just stay here.
Nah.
No! What do we talk about? You're risking everything we achieved here. You heard me before, didn't you? You will die! What about this isn't getting through to you?
Is he gonna say anything else? I feel like keep walking back and forth is gonna get me more dialogue, but then I also don't want to have to keep walking back and forth. There's other endings to be had. Other experiments to be done. Let's see if he says anything else if I will go back one more time.
You are going to stay here, aren't you?
No. He's not saying anything this time. I'm just gonna throw myself off. Let's go!
Oh, thank God you lived. No, what are you doing, Stanley? Please, I'm asking you not to take this away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
Keep going. See if we get more dialogue out of him. Maybe if I go back after I've already thrown myself once. I don't know. If I throw myself again, do you reckon it would kill me this time? Let's find out.
Stanley, let's go back to the other room. Can you do that for me?
Start going up the stairs again.
My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You were literally
I think I'm genuinely making him.
me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
I mean, I've got other endings to get, Narrator, but you know, you made me feel guilty now, so I'm going back to the room. I'm also moving a lot slower. I've noticed. Yeah, let's head back to the room and see what the narrator has to say about it now. But I've thrown myself off a couple of times.
Yes, perhaps you can. Perhaps you finally see what I'm talking about. I know you'll see that we can't be happy if we leave this place. You can see that, can't you?
I'm confused. Is there actually an ending that wants me to stay here? He acts worried you'll die, but he's killed you directly. Yep, pretty much. I wonder if there's actually like an ending here. Where did I go? I went through the right door, didn't I? Ah, right, yeah. So I was just reading this one on the little log, and it says that inevitably I do have to throw myself off of that balcony, but I can keep going back and forth between a few rooms to get like extra dialogue from the narrator. So that's good to know.
No, perhaps not.
This will probably be the last time that I throw myself off, though, because I don't think I'm gonna have to do it again. I'll be shocked if I have to do it more than one more time. Walk up the stairs like this, why not? There we go. And the final yeet. Oh.
Maybe you're just getting a kick out of it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to get along. But I guess that was too much to ask. It looks like you wanted to make a choice after all. Well, this one is yours.
Oh. He's giving up. I finally beat the narrator. Let's go back to the Zen room and make him feel a bit better before I throw myself off a final time.
Do you actually want to stay alive? Or are you just teasing me?
Wait, is it every time I go back into this room after throwing myself up, does it heal me or something?
I wanted us to be happy here, Stanley. I really did. I wish I still thought that was possible.
No. Yeah, it's starting to see through my bullshit now. I might as well just put him out of his misery. I might as well have just called this one the bucket stream, to be honest. Because all I've done is bucket endings, really. Like, through the entirety of the stream. Like, I've just looked at the time and I've noticed it is 20 past 12. Like, all I've done this entire stream is bucket endings. Like, I don't even think there's really that many endings left for me to get, even. There's the bucket where I go up and down one. Oh, now I've got that one to do. I've still got to get the other figurine as well. There we go.
It's going to restart, isn't it? I'm going back.
The narrator looks just as, well, sounds just as disappointed as we do. Okay.
Stanley had never seen the office this brightly lit. Was it a sign of something? He hoped
I doubt
it was. He
Oh,
hoped
wait.
very
I need the
much
bucket.
that it was. Stanley cradled the bucket in a gentle
Wait.
embrace. Protective, yet delicate. Assertive, yet
Are they trying to tell me that there's something new that I can interact with or something? It's not like you've never seen the room this bright, so... Like, it's an indication of something. I feel like they were trying to drop me a hint with that.
Stanley clutched the bucket tightly to his
Oh my god.
chest.
Oh, up and down in the elevator.
On his left.
Let's keep going.
Stanley, we must move on from this broom.
I forgot I've not been
Simply
here with the
because I
bucket
have
for a
no
while.
remaining stickers. If
It
I
has
did,
been
I
riveting
could
bucket content
guarantee
though.
we'd be in
I hope
here
you have
for
enjoyed this
hours.
time.
But alas, no stickers.
Just all the bucket content. I need to go up.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley and the bucket walked upstairs to the boss's office.
I need to go to the boss's elevator.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Crushed by the weight of this revelation, Stanley may have broken down into
Accidentally
an
tapped my
emotional
thing.
dumpster fire.
There we go.
But Stanley guessed the correct code by sheer luck. Was it that the bucket knew all along?
So yeah, we need to go up and down in this elevator a few times.
Yes. This is
think it's
certainly the most
hilarious.
logical explanation.
I'm glad, to be fair, I really enjoyed just running around with the bucket. I didn't realise the bucket endings were so just crazy. So I think some of the bucket endings have been some of my favourite endings so far. It's been crazy. Okay, so do that. Go back up.
Wait, Stanley said to the bucket. Can we go back up? When I was pressing those keypad buttons, there was something very intriguing about the number 3. I want to go back so I can try pressing the number 3
Ooh.
again.
Interesting. It's giving me a
Bucket
prompt to
said
do
nothing.
something. The bucket said nothing. Is the bucket disappointed in me all of a sudden? Because I want to go back and press the number 3?
Here we are, said Stanley. Now I'm going to try out that number 3 button. He took the bucket over to the keypad and began absolutely slamming on the number 3 over. Well, he said, the number 3 is such a special button. I'm having the time of my life. Stanley looked expectantly at the bucket, but the bucket remained silent. This was a shock to Stanley, who had always felt such a connection with the bucket.
Am I annoying
How
the
was
bucket
this
now?
not as exciting to the bucket as it was to him? Once Stanley had had enough of the number 3, he got back in the elevator.
Who said I've had enough of the number 3 yet? Maybe I'll mix it up and start pressing the number 9. Okay, down the elevator, back up again. I must press more number 3.
Perhaps the bucket had missed something. Perhaps it had not seen how much joy Stanley got from slamming the number 3 repeatedly.
So yeah, this is definitely a different ending, I'm gonna assume.
No, said Stanley to the bucket. You can't go on yet. Not till you understand how much the number 3 means to me. You and I have been through so much together, and I just want you to see what I see. Feel the happiness I feel. He
The bucket said
smiled at the
nothing.
bucket, and the bucket said nothing.
The bucket is definitely turning against me right now. Go hit the number 3 again, I'm guessing.
Here we go, said Stanley. This time I'll really show you. He ran to the number 3 and began to wail on it like a musician on a beloved instrument, weaving a concerto of truth and passion. He wielded the number 3 like a fine artist would wield a paintbrush. He told stories through the number 3, stories of his dreams and hopes and fears. And the whole time, he looked to his bucket for a reaction.
The bucket is not giving me the confirmation I
Anything to
desire.
let him know that the bucket appreciated what he was doing. The bucket conveyed absolutely nothing at all, only silence. Crushed by a wave of dejection, Stanley returned to the elevator.
Indeed. Free. The bucket really doesn't understand me anymore. It really doesn't understand me.
So close, they'd always been there for one another. Why suddenly could the bucket not connect with this passion of Stanley's? The question caused Stanley to ruminate the whole way down the elevator. He knew that there must be a way to get through to the bucket, to communicate fully with his dear friend.
I'm just
Surely
gonna have
there
a
was
quick
a solution, mustn't
nosy
there be?
on this. Is there any endings popping out to me that I've not done? Ah, that's a new one I haven't done. Oh no, I didn't mean to do that. Go back up. You gonna say anything again? Or I just broke it or something? Because I stepped out. No.
Said Stanley. I know what to do. I know how to fully express this feeling in my heart. He decided right then and there that he would hold a press conference where he would speak to the public on all matters relating to pressing the number 3 over and over.
So it's the same
He
ending,
would
just with a different
elaborate
premise.
fully on what the number 3 meant to him and why he felt so alive when pressing it. Then the bucket would be able to see his joy through the eyes of others. It would get to see the world react to this discovery of Stanley's. And it would be through the public eye that the bucket would finally understand Stanley's work.
Okay.
For months, he advertised and marketed his
Oh, these are
press
going to be the same, I'm
conference,
assuming.
building excitement around it, developing and rehearsing it, until it couldn't be refined a single measure further.
So most of these
When
look
the
the
big
same.
day arrived, Stanley was as prepared as he'd ever been for anything in his life.
To stage all the frees.
This was it. One last chance to win the bucket.
Free again, free again.
One opportunity to share a true connection with a loved one.
No one's going to be here, are they?
There was no one here. Nobody had come to the press conference to hear Stanley speak, to listen to him talk about what it really means to press the number 3.
I'm kind of getting to the point where I can kind of get the feel of what's going to happen now. I can call stuff.
Uninteresting, he was a failure.
I've got an announcement to make at the end of the stream though, that I think some people might find
Never
interesting.
again take him seriously.
So makes sure to stay
There would be no
tuned.
connection. No
And I'm dropping that kind of late into the stream.
The bucket merely sat there in his arms, indifferent. And so it began that slowly, over many years, the two of them grew more and more distant.
Until I never talked to the bucket again, or saw it again.
Neither wishing to state the obvious, that any sense of real respect between them had eroded since that day at the press conference. There would be no more games, no more long conversations about passion and pursuit, only a silence that consumed the space between friends. And Stanley, having for once in his life discovered the warmth and comfort of true companionship, was cast back into the unremarkable normalcy of loneliness.
Oh, poor Stanley. And with that, I think that's all the bucket endings. So now I'm just going to do some normal endings for a little while, because there's a couple that I haven't got yet that I've just scrolled upon. Bear with me. I'm just having a quick nosy. So there's 3 that I'm spotting that I haven't done. I'm just gonna have another look down here. Oh, 4. I remembered one that I haven't done, which I've done previously.
Just a step through this door, Stanley thought to himself. That's all
I know what I need to do. I need to get back up in here, go this way, but without the bucket, drop out here.
At first, Stanley assumed he'd broken the map until he heard this.
Because it gives me a prompt, yes or no, and I think last time I answered yes, this time I need to answer no.
Into the nature of video game structure and its examination.
Yeah, because last time it sang a song for me. This time I need to press
Now
no.
that you're here, what do you think? Isn't this a fun and unique place to be? Why don't we take a minute just to drink it all in? Okay, I'm over it now. What do you think? Are you sick of this gag yet?
So let's go press no.
Ah, then in that case we'll continue. But now, here comes the real question. What do you think would have happened if you had told me that you wanted this to stop? Do you think it would have been particularly different? Would I have taken the same idea but rephrased it superficially to fit that answer? Perhaps you never would even have thought of it if I hadn't brought up the issue in the first place. Oh, now think about it.
Oh.
Would it be worth it for you to restart and then come back here just to do the other option? Clearly, this whole gag takes some time.
He knows
The
my
other option is
secrets.
even longer. How long will you
Oh,
spend
no.
just to have heard all the narration? Oh, and this is rich. Perhaps you just.
I mean, I am kind of getting to a point where I would have heard all the narration. I've got 3 endings left to get, and I'm determined to get them tonight.
Imagine if you had selected continue on your first.
As far as I'm aware, there's 3 endings left, unless someone watches the whole of this, finds another ending, and is willing to drop it in which case I'll do like a 10-minute stream where I get that ending, I suppose.
Then perhaps you're not.
I'll include it as
In
part
fact,
of another stream.
I'm just going to say that no one who's listening to this is lucky. Well, now, I've built up the other options.
That's it,
so
he's
much
definitely
that I'm
learning my
gonna
tricks.
Stop talking and leave you to your decision whether to come back
I don't know
here,
how I feel about that,
continue
but
with the game, or just sit in this
yeah.
spot forever and ever. Cheers.
Okay. Wait, what? Oh, I have to restart the game, don't I? Oh, damn it. You just left me like ruminating on it, I suppose. But yeah, I've got 3 more endings left to get. One of them is
When Stanley came
towards,
to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
yeah, the mind control room. So I need to go back up towards the mind control room for the final time. But no, I really enjoyed streaming through this. If these are the last 3 endings that I've got to get, I mean, I've got to get that, I suppose. I need to find out where the last one of those is. But yeah, like, if these are the last 3 endings, and that's it, I've finished the Stanley Parable. It's good that it's only taken 2 streams, but at the same time, it would be nice to see more of it.
Here's the door, just go.
The narrator's getting sick of my shit already. Oh, we've got 2 more to go, narrator, and then I've got to find that other puzzle, please. It says in a place both red and blue. So I'm assuming that's to do with the red and blue doors, right? Maybe I've got to go through a blue door and then a red door?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door
Yeah.
that read Mind Control Facility.
Right. Now, from what I've seen, it says to get into here and then drop down. Apparently there's like a way to glitch yourself out. Immediately just try the stairs. Can I get out this way? Oh. Something was happening. Oh. Yep.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the Mind Control Facility was a bug that we simply didn't catch during development.
Ah.
And you all sent us lots of photos of it on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So, here you go. New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section.
Okay.
You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job.
Why do I get the feeling this is going to get me in trouble somehow?
3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. You jumped on the catwalk. You should have been careful. You should have been careful.
I kind of want to listen to it, but at the same time I feel like I'm going to get in trouble. I don't know if this music will be monetized in some way. Or like copyrighted. Yeah, I've really enjoyed these streams. I'm going to assume that I won't get in trouble for this playing because it's part of the game and stuff like that, but YouTube's always awkward about like music playing in the background of streams and stuff like that, and like music in games. Doesn't sound like it's going to be a very long song though. Oh, it was a pretty decent ending. So yeah, when the game first launched, that was a bug, so they had to do something about it. Pretty interesting. Okay.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
So
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
two endings, and they both revolve around the lift thing. The thing that bridges you over the chasm, basically.
And Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge.
One of them I can't believe I've not done already.
It was okay. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Gosh, it's relatively easy to do.
Stanley was
The other
so
one
bad at following
apparently has a bit
directions,
more of a knack
it's
to it.
incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
So yeah, the first one is just this.
But in his eagerness to prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what to do, Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
So that one's just called the powerful ending. Okay, so there's one more ending in there. I need to find the figurine thing.
What could it mean?
While I look for
Stanley
that,
decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I'll probably do my announcements and my saying goodbyes and stuff like that. Wait, what?
When
Confuses
Stanley
me when
came
things
to a set of
change.
two open doors, this was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. It was okay. But
I'm not getting any information out of that now, it's just saying it was
Stanley took the
okay.
first open door on his
But yeah, the
left.
next one is kind of similar in the same vein, but not.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible
So
he wasn't fired
I need to
years
step
ago.
onto this. And do that.
Oh, well, look who's got cold feet. Sorry to break it to you, Stanley, but that lift isn't coming back. You'd best either get comfortable right here on this platform, or test your luck by jumping to the floor below. You know what? Looking at it now, it's not that far to the bottom floor. I bet you can make it.
Maybe if I land on those boxes.
Whoops.
Nope.
Looks like I was... How clumsy of me.
Never trust the narrator. But yeah, I think that was like the last two endings I really needed to get. Bear with me. I'm just going to look at this list and see if there's any more that sound like I haven't done them. But other than that, I just need to find that last figurine. Okay. Confusion ending. Powerful ending, cold feet ending, event ending. Batman, not Stanley. That's the one where we're in the room above Stanley while the narrator's talking to him. One where we throw ourselves off of the thing in that Zen room. The game's ending. Other than the one that takes 4 hours straight, I think I've done most of, like, all of the endings. Oh, the whiteboard ending is actually an ending. Like, yeah, the whiteboard ending is an ending, it's just an ending. Like, just, well, it's not an ending, it's more like a gag, I suppose, but... Hang on, let me just read this. Huh. So yeah, I think it's just the figurines that I need to get other than that 4 hour straight one. I'm just having a quick look. Okay, so this actually looks like it goes on a little bit further. Interesting. Okay, so yeah, there is actually a bit more to this. I just need to go and find the last figurine. Actually, I might just have a quick look at where it is, because I think I know where it is, but I want to make sure.
Or a photo? He could no longer recall.
Let's have a look. It's not a place. No, it's not that one. This is somewhere. Yeah, somewhere red and blue. Located in the coloured doors found by jumping down the cargo lift onto the catwalk, entering the open door. Previously locked white door. The right of the two doors is now open with a figurine sitting in a chair. Okay. So I need to go there, get that figurine, and I think that unlocks a new ending.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, this was not the correct way to.
So we're going to do this real quick. While I'm doing this, I suppose I'll just chat about some stuff that I have planned for the future. So next stream that I do, this isn't the ending to this stream, by the way, I'm just getting some stuff off my chest. Next stream, thinking about jumping into some Fallout 76 again. Because I want to start a new quest line in Fallout 76. I did some random quests, but I want to maybe start the Skyline Valley stuff. So that might be what I do tomorrow in a stream. But at the same time, I also got access to Superliminal. So that is another game that I'm wanting to check out. So I'll definitely be checking Superliminal out at some point in the future. I need to hop down here.
What? Really? I was in the middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want
previously closed door will now be open?
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you.
I'm surprised I didn't notice it the last time I came down here. Ah, here it is.
Let me prove that I'm on yours. And there it is.
Got that.
The last Stiggly Wiggly.
The last Stiggly Wiggly.
This is a real accomplishment. This is doing something just for the sake of doing it. Where so many people expect to be rewarded for the most trivial achievements, you've insisted that a job well done is its own reward.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to playing Superliminal.
That I'm proud of you for collecting them all, but that would be like a reward, and we can't have that. So, instead I'll just say, it's done. We're all done here. And now we can go to whatever the hell you were doing before you hunted for figurines.
Okay.
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley
now, if I remember rightfully, I don't want to do... Wait, bear with me, I'm just going to check something. Right, just quickly reading through this. Ah, okay, interesting. Right, so I'm going to quickly go back to the beginning of the game. Of course, it looks like we need to go through and recollect the figurines. But I think in reverse order this time.
Stanley,
Whoa.
I'm sorry, but I have to put a pause on things. It's those figurines, those figglers. I haven't stopped thinking about them since you nabbed every last one. Wasn't it just the most intrinsically fulfilling moment of your entire life?
That was
Didn't it
clever
fill you
of
to
them.
the brim with inner richness? Yes, I know we're supposed to be telling a story, but won't you please indulge me with one more trip back to the memory zone?
No, man, the
would
last
love
time I went to the
nothing
memory
more
zone, I
than
ended up
revisit the
trapped in
figurines.
something where it skipped
Just one
time.
more time.
Oh, I just got a shiver from that memory. I remember when Stanley found the collectibles. Okay, maybe I won't end up stuck in the skip button room again. I don't want to find out what was making those noises. I'm going down this way. Oh,
Here's where it all began. The first collectible. Back then, we had no idea of how many of them we'd find. Sure, it said 6 right there on the screen, but how could we know for certain? We were so innocent. We'll never be like that again, Stanley.
right. So yeah, I think I go back through and just collect them all again, right? Oh, this way. Or is it? Oh, I think I go through here and yeah.
And here was a second Stanlerine. You found this one all on your own, just by poking around in the warehouse. You did that, Stanley. I'll be honest. Back then, I had no faith in you to find any of them, let alone 6. But you continue to surprise me in all sorts of...
The guide that I was looking at for this just said recollect the figurines. So I assumed like I'd have to go around and actually collect them again. What? Okay, so around here into the vent.
Okay, let's do a little quiz. Which of these rooms was the room you found your third mini stand? Can you remember?
I'm going to assume this one. Maybe?
Hey, that's exactly right. It was here, under the stairs. It was the third one. You picked it up, and then after that, you had 3 of them. I'm glad these moments
I
are
thought there
so
was gonna be
crystal
some- well.
clear in your memory, but I shouldn't be surprised. After all, science tells us that it's impossible to forget your third time doing anything. Let's see, what came next?
I don't know if that's true or not, but
Oh yes, we found a Figley in this pink room. Oh well, I can't actually say I remember being in this room, but
I
it's
don't remember
here in
this
the
room.
memory zone, so it must have happened.
I don't think we've ever been here, narrator. I think you're telling lies again. But yeah, I'm looking like superliminal from what I've seen of it. It's going to be a very interesting one. I'm looking forward to that one a lot.
This was the 5th mini stand, and this one was really something special. It was behind the boss's office. I remember it so clearly.
It was in the
fact,
bathroom.
Because this one is particularly special to me, I made a little video to commemorate the occasion.
Oh god. Oh god. Oh. Those early like YouTube vibes that I'm getting right now. Oh god. Everything by the narrator.
Takes you back, doesn't it? spent
No,
a lot
I
of
don't think
time
that's right,
making that
narrator.
video, but it was 8 minutes I wouldn't have spent on anything else.
Narrator, I think you're telling lies. I think we found that one in the bathroom. This way. Where the hell are we now? Oh. This one's right.
And then, Stanley, then we came to the last collectible, the final figurine.
That's
right
it.
Here by the red and blue doors. This memory is the most distinct
Epic
and clear
in
in
my
my
mind.
mind. Perhaps because it was the one that happened more recently than all the others.
He
Who
could
can
make
truly
top
say
YouTube
how the mind
videos.
works?
Top YouTube
All
content
I
right
know
there.
is that this is the moment where you picked up a Figley and I thought to myself,
Yeah, that's what I like them being
yes,
called,
that's
Figlies.
all of them. They're all collected. It was a moment unlike any other. Except for the other moments picking up figurines, which it was exactly like.
Okay. Anything more?
And then
Wait.
there was no more. Because we've caught up to the present moment. Nothing left to do but move onward into the future. Goodbye, memory zone.
You are in the present. Okay.
No, I'm not done.
What?
I'm not ready to move on. Stop the loading screen. Isn't there some way we can stay here, keep enjoying these figurines? Let's just go backwards. We'll do the memory zone again from the opposite direction. See how that
Oh
feels.
god.
Okay, yes, the room with the red and blue doors. I remember this. I must say, of all the figurines we looked at in our initial tour of the memory zone, this one is the most distinct and clear in my mind. Let's keep going, I want more.
Wait, does this mean I'll be able to go back and get the one that was in the toilet when I had to make that decision?
And here's where I made that video. Don't you remember the video we watched?
Ah. Oh.
Yes, I love that video.
At least it played pretty quickly this time. And the pink room, which I think that the narrative definitely misremembering here.
Still don't remember the pink room, Stanley. Still no memory of this one. Good room, though. A solid room.
Can't complain about your room. And the one under the
These
stairs.
really were a treat to hunt down. You know, if there had been any kind of reward for finding all of these, it really would have muted the intrinsic joy of collecting them. I'm very glad we resisted the temptation. Next one.
Can I actually go and get the one in the decision? I can. I can go this way. Oh, there's nothing around here. Guessing not then.
This was our second Figley. Don't you remember? Yes, I remember it too.
Grab
the
that.
past is truly a wonderful
I nearly fell
thing.
off then.
Why does anyone ever choose to leave it? Keep going.
He really likes reliving old memories.
This is it. The very first one we found in the exhibit where I introduced you to the Figurines. Oh, I want more memories, Stanley. I want to keep going. What else is there? What came before this?
Okay, what did come before this? Oh. Wait. Am I back at the expo? Yeah, it kind of looks like the expo thing.
Look, it's the terrible new content that we were originally sold on. I remember hating it back then. But time does put a rosy filter on everything. In
This
fact,
feels like a
I
good
can say
ending
that
to get to like
I
finish the
thought
stream, to be fair.
Look how much fun the past is. I want more. More memories. Oh, yes. The two
It's like reliving all of like
I'd
just
forgotten that.
what we've been
Classic
through.
memory, this
I like
one.
this. I mean, it's not going to matter which one we pick, really. But, oh,
And before everything else, there was your office. Is there anything else? Was there something that came before your office? There's something I feel I can remember. I can remember.
oh. What's the narrator
I'm
remember?
remembering something now. I remember before this whole story got started. Back then I was different. I used to make big decisions. I was passionate. I was skeptical. I weighed each decision with profound thoughtfulness. And then somewhere along the way, I stopped making decisions. I became lazy. And I came up with a character named Stanley to do my thinking for me. He would make the decisions. He would decide which way to go. I would cheer him on as he collected figurines for no reason. Why did I invent Stanley? Was I lonely? Yes, perhaps that's it. Perhaps I needed to imagine I had companionship.
Ultimate ending. Stanley was just in the mind of the narrator.
Even if he was a fiction. But I suppose
that's pretty brutal to think about, to be fair.
I want to go back
I'm going to keep that. That's the ultimate ending.
Be on my own again. I can do it. I'll be stronger this time. I'll take care of myself. I don't need Stanley anymore. Oh, but he truly was so much fun to play with. You know what? Since we're in the memory zone, how about one more good memory? Let's go back just once and give Stanley one more run of the office, and then I'll retire him for good. I did enjoy telling his story so very much. Okay, here we go.
Do you know what?
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Makes me tempted to just run through and like finish the game one final time, like with the actual normal district
Stanley
running.
thought to himself, am I sure that the orders stopped coming in? How is that possible? They never stopped. Surely I was mistaken. No, the orders were still missing. For now.
For now. But yeah, I've really enjoyed this. I'm just going to do one last run through while I'm like talking, I suppose, closing down the stream. But yeah, I've really enjoyed streaming my way through this. It's a really fun game. And yeah, other than the one that takes 4 hours, I am not doing a 4-hour stream where I just sit there and play the narrator's baby game thing. I'm good for stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, there's nothing left to do in this game. I've won, well, I suppose 99.9% completed it.
Here's the door, just go.
Thank you. Yeah, like, I've really enjoyed playing through this. I've always enjoyed playing through this one, to be honest. It's just a really fun game to play through. Though, a lot of the endings that I've got, especially during this stream, I do not remember at all. Especially, like, the bucket endings and stuff like that. Half of those I do not remember.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large
Though to be fair, I played it, when I say I played this once in the past, I played it with my friend Rainbow Gordon. Like, we sat down and we just played it together while he was around one day. But I don't think we ever revisited it. So we got to a certain extent of it.
What horrible secret
And we weren't using guides or anything like that. I've had the help of like a guide that I've been briefly looking at, which didn't really spoil much, but like, yeah, it gave me a good idea of where I was going. Yeah, 99% is still good. It's just, I cannot imagine playing that game for 4 hours. Maybe if I had it on PC and I set up some kind of auto clicker or something, and just do something else in the meantime. I could go to work and work like a small shift in that time. I mean, I don't think I ever have a 4-hour shift, but if I did have a 4-hour shift, then I could do that.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe.
But yeah, I like really enjoy playing this. I'm looking forward to playing Superliminal. Might play other walking sims. There's Everybody's Gone to the Rapture. There's another one. Is it What Remains of Edith Finch or something like that?
No,
I think that's what it's called.
he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control.
Yeah, What Remains of Edith Finch.
Never. It was unthinkable.
I played that one before. That one was a fun one to play through, and it's also not very long. I could probably sit through and play that in like one stream, I imagine. I don't think it's that long. It really didn't take me that long to play through it. I remember. I'm pretty sure the last time I played What Remains of Edith Finch, I sat down and played it in like one session.
The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad.
So I could revisit that. Everyone went to the Rapture. That one takes a little while. I got lost in that one quite a lot.
Reality of his past began to sink in. Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert
For the final
its
time,
terrible power over another human life.
we're going to turn off the machine.
He would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yeah. There we go. Stanley is finally free, and as the narrator said, being retired.
Blackness and a
Hold the music
rising
a second.
chill of uncertainty. Was it over?
Actually get the full scope of the ending.
Yes. He had won. He had
Hey.
defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as
There we
the
go.
immense door slowly opened,
That is the
Stanley
final run
reflected on how
of the
many
Stanley Parable,
puzzles
because I won't be doing the
still
4-hour
unsolved.
fucking baby game
Where
thing.
had his co-workers
I hope people have
gone?
enjoyed this stream.
How had he been
I have
freed from
definitely
the
enjoyed
machine's
streaming this because it doesn't
What
even feel like I've been
mysteries
streaming
did
for
the
3
Stanley
hours.
building hold?
But
as
yeah,
sunlight
I've been
streamed
streaming
into the
for
chamber, he realized
40 seconds
none of
under
his
3
mattered to
hours.
him.
Doesn't feel
For
like
was
it.
not
Need to play more games like this to
knowledge
really get me
he had
immersed.
been
Like these
seeking,
story-driven games,
but
like,
happiness.
well, walking
Perhaps
story-driven
his goal
games.
had not been
There's
to
Firewatch,
understand,
Edith
but to
Finch,
let go.
everybody's gone to the Rapture. I've got
No longer
Superliminal.
would anyone tell him
I've got
what
plenty
to do
of these that
or
I
to
can
do.
play, so if people do want me to play more of these, or just more
Whatever
stuff
life
like
he
this,
lives, it
freaking
will
hit that like
be
button and stuff like that, so it just lets me know that you guys like seeing stuff like this, I
It
suppose.
was perhaps
A few people have already
the
liked this video,
only thing
and I
that
thank you all very much for that.
Stanley stepped through the
But
open
yeah,
door.
with all that said and done, this is the end of Stanley Parable. Or, at least, the final ending.
Cool breeze upon his skin.
I don't really know what to say, like,
Feeling of
the
liberation.
bucket endings were probably my favourite more than anything else. Like, I really enjoyed the bucket endings.
This was exactly
They were
the
just
way
crazy.
right
That
now
or the skip
things
button
were
ending.
meant to happen.
Yeah, to be fair, I think the skip button ending is probably my favourite. If you haven't seen the first part of the stream, definitely go check it out. I'm just going to turn my music back on. I think my music just crashed. But yeah, why is my music not playing? There we go. But yeah, with all that said, this has been the Stanley Parable. If you haven't seen the first part of the stream, make sure to go check that out. It's only 2 parts, and I mean, it's 6 hours in total, I suppose, so it is a very long watch. But at the same time, it is a very fun watch. Like, I have enjoyed every second of this game that I played it, and I hope you guys have too. Definitely going to play more games like this in the future. Superliminal, Edith Finch, Firewatch. There's plenty that I can think of, and I'll be, you know, I'm kind of really into these games, so I'm going to look into some other ones too. Possibly on PC, possibly on PlayStation, not 100% sure, but I'll get there and I'll do other stuff. Always willing to play some fun games. But yeah, with all that said and done, I'm kind of just rambling on now, so if you're watching on YouTube, please remember to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, just so you get instant notification whenever I go live in the future. If you're watching on Twitch, please remember to hit that follow button, just so you get instant notification when I go live in the future, and you're part of the community. But, with that said, please remember to also check out my YouTube if you're watching on Twitch, because if you miss a stream, they are always available on there. That's it, it's always a pleasure, Dead Mama. Thank you for enjoying Stanley Parable with me. Like, don't get me wrong, I won't be able to play this game for another 3 years, 4 years or something while everything's gone out of my memory, but I could very much see myself reliving this just personally in my own time at some point in the future. That's it, I will see you if you're in the stream tomorrow. Going to be running some Fallout 76, so it'll be a good one. We're going to start the Skyline Valley stuff, so hopefully it works well for me. Get some more leveling up done and just some general questing. But yeah, don't forget to check out my YouTube, all the streams are there. If you ever miss anything on Twitch, you can check it out there. Remember to follow, like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, check out my social medias. But with all that said and done, I will see you all in the next stream. Peace out.